'cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night.
That's my man Gemini Crew.
Mike in the night.
I want to thank everyone for joining me tonight for Mike in the Night.
About the world, give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Thank everyone for joining me tonight for Mike in the Night. So much happening, so much going on. What is happening in your neck of the woods? Woo! Gemini Crew in the house. That's right. Shoutouts to Gemini King, guys. Please, please subscribe to his channel, Gemini King Topic, please. And for a small fee, he can make you an intro song or a commercial or whatever you want to get done. He's a very flexible guy, and he's just genuinely a solid guy all around. Looks out for his family and takes care of what's important. What is happening, guys? Markets are in limbo, crashing, floating, everyone's shorting. What is going on? Marijuana legalizes in Canada. The migrant caravan heading north. Oh my goodness, and housing markets crashing all over the English-speaking world. Woo! So much to cover, so much to list, so much to talk about. So, guys, before we kick off tonight's show, I want to I want you guys to remember I'm broadcasting from Merritt, British Columbia, Western Seaboard time. The current local time here is 8:26 p.m. and it is Sunday morning for most of the world. It is Sunday morning, and I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. I'm going to try and get some plugs on tonight. We will be getting some plugs on tonight, a couple of 5-minute plugs to find out what's happening. Hopefully, some of the group is on tonight. So, and everyone's saying nice hat. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks. I wear it sometimes when I'm on live with you guys once in a while, or when I'm out with the family and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, taking care of business. So I don't know if you guys have been watching my videos recently. I'm not backing down. I was a little bit mellow guy, kind of held back, you know, get pushed around a bit and stuff, you know, with cyberbullying and all that other crap that's happening and stuff. Whatever, you know, didn't think much of it. Started collecting evidence as we went along and stuff. And you know what? Come on, let's go. Same thing with eBay. They try to swindle me for almost $100 and something bucks with shipping and stuff. And I got that straightened out right quick in a heartbeat. When they said to me, Mike, when I'm on the phone with eBay, they're like, okay, sir, you go ahead and call your lawyer. We respect your decision. Click. Hey, did you watch that video I just posted about eBay? Yup. What are you going to do? Watch me. 45 minutes later, I get a call back. Sir. Yeah, I'm calling from escalation. And we want to let you know that we've automatically reversed this for you right now, and we've given you an extra $350. Okay? Yeah. We're sorry for anything we have. So it's like once you start getting, and that's it, man. I'm fighting back. No more. Oh yeah, people wanna harass me, I'm paying company. We're getting everything we need. And Jasmine from Vancouver saying, you did everything by the book and followed the rules. Mike, you deserve the rebate. Deserve? I got $350 on top. Oh, yeah? Yeah, go ahead. Call your lawyer. We're here. Oh yeah, you think I'm bluffing? I'm gonna start calling people's bluffs now. That's what's gonna happen going forward. So, anyways, guys, no more Mr. Nice Mike. But I love you guys. You guys have no idea. You guys have no idea. Yeah, so Anon's in the comments saying, hi, nearly 30 minutes early. Yeah, why not? I could talk for hours. I got my water jug here. It's got 2 liters of water. But, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. You know what? No more Mr. Nice Mike. You know, I've been kind of, I wouldn't say a pushover, but just kind of sat back and watched things as they evolve and to come in at the right time. Where's Kevin Thompson? Is he in the Kevin Thompson should be coming in the comments pretty soon, hopefully. Yeah, Anon saying, I think calling these trolls out has worked against them. Oh yeah. Oof. You have no idea. It's one person in town that's been doing it. All the photographs have been done. All the avatars. Okay, here's the deal, guys. It's kind of hard to prove, you know, who wrote what and what was written what at what time. It's kind of hard, okay? But they have a way to track who downloaded what at what time and where was it downloaded. They could do that. They could find out where avatars were downloaded. Like anything, photos, if you download a wallpaper for your computer, there's a way to track that to see which computers or who downloaded those photos. Oh, the store is open back up, buddy. You have no idea. No more Mr. Nice Mike. Oh, yeah. Lawyers. And I've been calling... Oh, my lawyer. I got my lawyer pushing pencils right now. I got him pushing. I got him on eBay this week. We're working on this big case here in town for this ongoing harassment and the damages that it caused. Yep, same grammar in the 5-star store. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Oh, yeah. No more Mr. Nice Mike. I kind of wanted, you know, this and that. You know what? I'm what counts out here. Come on. I'm what counts out here. Anyways, guys. Anyways, I love you guys. You guys have no idea. My channel wouldn't exist without you guys. And a lot of people don't understand that. It's very true. Everything happens in a coalition sequence of events in a way where this room I'm in only exists is because I'm sitting in here perceiving the room and looking around at it. If I'm not in here, this room doesn't exist. Technically it does, but if there's nobody here to see this room and look around at it once in a while, this room isn't here until there's somebody here. Oh yeah, the reviewer. Yeah, that's probably him too. Who knows, man? Yeah, all the fake reviews on there, and it's gotten to a point where it's so obvious where it's coming from. But yeah, it's okay. Full force on attorneys, man. Oh yeah. But I told you guys about that whole Netflix thing. There's like a group, an entity of people that actually make or work on documentaries or small series for Netflix and see if Netflix wants to buy their ideas and stuff. And they called me Friday, actually, to ask me if I wanted to do a series about what's been happening in Merritt and, you know, what's going, like, they'll get to the bottom of it and actually, like, start interviewing people, finding out what's happening, talking to my lawyer, talking to the analysis company that's looking at what's happening. So it's very interesting. They're thinking of doing, this could be an excellent show. How a small time, they'll look at my original business in Vancouver and blah, blah, blah. You know? But anyways, guys, I want to thank all you guys for having my back. I want to thank all you guys for supporting me. And I want to thank all you guys for being there when I needed you guys the most. You know, I don't have a lot of friends here in town, and that's good. But you know what? I got you guys. Dustin saying, how's house prices in Mayor been lately? I have no idea, guys. I don't follow. I think housing is still hot here, only because the average house is still like 250 to 300,000. So it's still hot because on the coast they're still over $1 million. So people from the coast are moving here and changing the fabric of society. Like myself, came here, opened my shop, and had a really hard time about it. You know what I'm saying? Shoot me a plug on my house for sale in Westminster, Colorado. That's Lord Humongous. And I'm saying, you've been calling it for years. Where are these so-called economists even a year ago? Yeah, oh, they're all coming out now. You guys don't panic. You guys don't panic. They're coming out. Oh, signs that the Australian market is fracturing. Signs that the income to debt ratio is out of control. Household debt's out of control. I've been saying household debt's been out of control for 5 years. For 7 years. I've been saying the same things like a broken record. For years. And now all these people are coming out now out of the woodwork and saying, oh, haven't you noticed we're getting bought out? Haven't you noticed you're not welcome in your own country? Are you out of your tree? Someone says, ever been to San Miguel? I hope so. I was born there. Mother of 3. Now I want to kick off this first story, guys. When I read this, it brought a tear to my eye. Remember, guys, it's Mike in the Night, guys. Open mic. We're talking about different topics. Opinions. I'm not news. Nor do I reflect nor do I reflect any of the comments made on the Mike Martin's channel. I cannot read, and don't listen to me because I know nothing. Mother of 3 identified in fatal Highway 404 crash. Woman charged. This killed me, man. When I read this article, it killed me, man. It was a knife in the heart when I read this. Someone's asking me if I like, in the comment section, figs. Of course, we eat figs all the time. And pineapple. And I smoke tobacco. So here it goes, guys.
This car, this black car, inside a 41-year-old woman, a mother of 3,
doing absolutely nothing wrong, driving in the right lane here on the northbound 404 north of Aurora Road around 2 o'clock this morning when OPP Sergeant Kerry Schmidt joins us now when that white Mercedes with an alleged drunk driver behind the wheel hit them from behind.
That's right. She is now appearing in a bail court right now, charged with 2 separate criminal offenses: impaired driving causing death, as well as driving over 80, over the legal limit, causing death as well. So that is the charges as we speak right now. Again, 37-year-old woman charged, a mother of 3, a wife, a loved one. We, as officers, had to go knock on their door this morning to let them know that she's never coming home. Sad and tragic for officers to, as they're walking up that sidewalk, knowing that the news they are going to give the husband and the family will change their lives forever, and never mind the feelings of the family now as they're dealing with this shocking loss, wondering how something like this could happen.
And here the cleanup, you can see, look back, it started back here. So the woman was in the right lane. That's when she was rear-ended. She lost control. You can see the fender, the bumper there. She veered off into the gravel here. She came, her vehicle flipped and rolled several times. And even though that she was wearing her seatbelt, she was ejected and she was killed. Again, doing nothing wrong, just driving, hit from behind. We have this car badly damaged, the white Mercedes. And
wow, guys, and I'm going to read a bit of this because it's very, both vehicles lost control. They entered the ditch. One of them rolled over, ejecting the female driver from the vehicle. So that was the lady. The other driver, identified as Shan Xai. Her last name is Xie. Shan Xai. 37, also of Newmarket, was taken into police custody and at the scene. She has been charged with dangerous driving with a blood alcohol level over the legal limit, and criminal negligence causing death. So I'm going to follow this and see how much time this lady gets for, you know, because when I lived in Vancouver, you had a lot of white Mercedes and a lot of BMW SUVs, and they did what they wanted when they wanted. They put their signal on, and you're beside them, you better move for them, because they put their signal on. A lot of people in the city of Vancouver, I'm speaking for Vancouver because I live there, they put the signal on, that means they're changing lane. That means you better get out of their way. That's what putting a signal on in Vancouver means. So that's what's happening, guys. And I am so broken for this family. It's breaking my heart. I was you know, my wife has 3 kids and she drives with the kids sometimes, and the problem is entitlement. See, I don't go around driving drunk because I don't feel entitled. My wife doesn't drink, but if she drank, she wouldn't go be driving drunk around. Why? Because she's not entitled, or doesn't claim, or sit on a throne. Someone's asking, 404 in Newmarket. Someone's asking the actual Aurora Road. It doesn't say the name of the lady that's but she does, guys. She does have a GoFundMe page, and I will be sending. Oh Christ, I can't even see this. There she is at the. Yeah, I'm gonna start crying. I'm not gonna. She does have a GoFundMe page, guys. I will leave a link here. I'll leave a link to the article in the comments for you guys to read. Let me copy it here. So you guys could see. It's my prayers go to the family. And I feel for this. I feel. It's this entitlement. When I saw the white Mercedes, I already knew what was going on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I get very, what do you call it? How do you say it? Oh, God, what's it called? Christ. I get very, I don't know how to say it. When it comes to seeing cars doing that, and specific cars doing that. It's entitlement. And entitlement is breaking apart the whole Western world. Mysterious Blue Space Entity Channels just commented, the Alaska Highway has killed a lot of people from Fort St. John to Fort Nelson. People are unaware how many cars use it because they think they're up north, but very busy people die a lot on the road. No, it's furious. I'm furious, but no. I like to... Christ, I'm out of it, guys. When you... when people judge people of class, or when people judge people of color, I like to judge people of car. That's it. I judge people of car. Not your color, not your race, not your religion. I don't care. When I see a specific car, a special car, it's called entitlement. You might as well get a wrap around your car that says entitled. I put my signal on. You better move, because I'm going in your lane. You're right beside me and you make eye contact with me, I don't care. And it's that kind of attitude. You only exist out of me. You only exist out here because of me, little peasant. Make way for my Mercedes. I'm what counts out here, not you. Someone says, what do I think of the Dodge Challenger? Fuck. I love the Dodge Challenger. Heck, I love that car. I'm talking about, you know, people going around acting like hot crap. Then you look at them, it's like, okay, so you got a car. And that's the main thing. Down in Vancouver, you should just go on a corner, I'm not kidding, and you start up a whole channel of just bad drivers in Vancouver. Put a camera on the corner, sit down, read a book on a lawn chair, drink some lemonade, and you'll just catch all kinds of stuff you could throw on to YouTube and make a fortune. Mysterious Blue Space Entity Channel says, it's really bad in BC, Mike Martins, the highways of death. That's correct. And then he goes on to say, whenever I get on the road in BC, I am so scared it would be my last or I'll be dead. That's true. Then someone says, big car equals small penis. I had to kind of put that in scientific terms. Use the proper words, you know what I'm saying? So that's it. We're going to move on. Guys, I left a link in the comments. I'll leave another link again. She's got a GoFundMe page, guys, if you want to... I can't see that GoFundMe page, man. But I'll go on later and send some money. There it is there, if you want to follow along with the article. Guys, don't forget to support my transmission, too, once in a while. Just get out there, and if you guys want to support me, I have a tip jar here for PayPal, if you got PayPal. Or you could super chat me, is fine. All right, let's move on. Oh, she's raised $42,000 now. Good. Good. Okay, Trump and the new Cold War. This was published not too long ago here. This was published actually couple hours ago, and it looks awesome. Look at Donald Trump there in his nice suit. That nice blue suit, and the whole world burning. What's going on, guys? You know, markets, housing crashing. It's all... And everybody wants to blame Donald Trump as usual. So let's see what this article has. Posted October 27, 2018 at 4:53 in the morning. So that was today's date. There are times when the purpose of which money is to be put is more revealing than the sum. This is such the time. And there are times when a trip to Moscow is more about China than it is about Russia. This is the time, a time when a president of the United States has finally recognized that for years China has been waging unanswered a war to drive the United States out of the Asia-Pacific region and to displace it as the world's leading military economic power. China can't do it. There's everyone's saying, yeah, but they control. No. They gotta fuel. They gotta fuel the Red Dragon. Remember when Hitler in North Africa? Do you know why Hitler suffered in North Africa? There's a reason why. He had no fuel for his tanks. Hitler had no oil, no fuel. Germany was in huge... They were buying black market petrol. You need fuel to wage wars. It's a war of fuels. Natural spring water, fresh water. It's a war of oil. It's a war of gasoline. Someone saying, what are your thoughts on the false flag at the synagogue? You know what? I'm gonna put that up here. I looked at that earlier. It's like... It's just so much senseless. Absolute senseless death. People shouldn't be... In the 80s, we never had these problems in the 80s. Either they weren't reported, or we just didn't have these problems. President Trump had his Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, announce $113 million strategic investment in deeper engagement with the Indo-Pacific region. A partially sum, especially when measured against the billion or more China is prepared to spend on its Belt Road Initiative. But the fund's significance exceed the amount. Donald Trump has recognized that he is not only world leader who plans to make his country great again. So here it is. Here's the problem that China faces. Why did Germany lose World War II? They had too many fronts. They had the North African front, they had the Russian front, they had the Northern front with the UK, and then they had the Western front with the Allies. What is China doing? Well, China's got India west of it. And there's huge tensions between China and India right now. China and India, I think, might spark the war that everyone's been waiting on. It's going to be between, it's not going to be in the Middle East, it's going to be between China and India. There is so much tensions between it's called the Indo-China, what's happened is China went 30, 40 kilometers into Indian territory and claimed it as China's. And that's a problem. So comments are going nuts tonight. Mike in the Night, guys. Thanks for joining me. Xi's competing plan to make China great again. For starters, you can't make China great again when the president of China, if your president declares himself emperor or dictator. More comprehensive, his chosen weapon is more effective than Trump's tariffs on the stuff China sells to America. To China's theft, the U.S. intellectual property worth between $225 billion and $600 billion annually, according to the U.S. Trade Representative, and a requirement that American companies wanting access to China's market turn over their IP, XI, and adding targeted subsidization of industries of the future, such as artificial intelligence. This will guarantee China leadership in those important sectors, and with it, the wealth and fund and expanded military. So it's going to be very interesting to see where things are going to be headed. I'll leave the article in the comments if you guys want to read it. It's a 5-minute read. It's definitely a good article. But I want to know what you guys think about this. Does China stand a chance? Like I said, it's fuel. Fuel is what one of the major parts of financing a war is fuel. If you can't fuel your Red Dragon, you're in trouble. Having a beautiful tank, beautiful aircraft without any fuel to put in them, you ain't going anywhere. Comments are roaring tonight, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Mike in the Night. So, Mysterious Blue Space saying Canada is hungry to take Canada. That's why they are after us here. Oh, he says he means China. Someone saying, Mike, what happened to eBay? Oh, watch the story, guys. The eBay story. I talked about it earlier in the show, guys. It's under merit harassment video, Netflix. So Netflix might, not Netflix, some independent documentary maker want to come here from Washington State to make a documentary of the ongoing harassment in Merritt. Small business owner opens a business and has been pretty much harassed since he's cyber and getting sign language from somebody else, you know. So anyways, Trump and the new Cold War. I wanted to throw this out there. I want to know, this is a new Cold War for sure, but it's an economic war. And you know how they said that, oh, the next World War will be all technological? Well, somewhat technological. And I think it's going to be a lot more involved with economies. You could sink a country economically. You don't have to go in there. Walking Journey in the comments, 2-time world champion, guys. Don't forget to check his channel out. I love this guy very much. He's a very good guy. Please check him out. Walking Journey, 2-time world champ in the comments. So let's go here. Apple CEO Tim Cook, heavily dependent on China's low-wage workforce, worries that more moves against China will result in lower economic growth and have unintended consequences. Apple is obliging that Z by locating its data center in Jiangsu, a province in southwest China, rather than in the United States. Oh, why would you want to be in the United States for if you have an American-driven company? Yeah. That will make data on Chinese users of Apple products more accessible to the rulers of the police state. Yeah, let's go to a communist country and open a business and take jobs away from our own people. Wow. Walkie Jersey, Mike, when are you going to upgrade your camera from the potato you're filming with? Okay, lots of comments going on. Hopes that Trump and Xi meeting scheduled for Buenos Aires next month will resolve the current clash of economic titans, unlikely to be realized. The best that can be hoped for is the rival powers will avoid what Harvard professor Graham Allison calls a Thucydides trap. In 12 of the past 16 instances in which rising power has confirmed ruling power, the result has been war, not cold. Hot war, not cold. So here we go, guys. I think all the stuff that's happening is actually keeping us away from, you know, this huge economic... The grand scale of this economic thing that's happening here is actually phenomenal. And TJ is saying Apple is so stupid. They should go to some random Kansas town and try to create a new products. Yeah, yeah, why not? You know, it's like... Here we go, Anon. Anon in the comments section with 100% right here. I'd pay 1,000 to 2,000 more for tech be made at home knowing that the Chinese Communist government haven't planted back doors on my devices. Oh, for sure. For sure. And guys, no, I'm not picking on the Chinese. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. If it was the Portuguese, I would say, guys, you know, I know it's my people, the Portuguese. If it was the Mexicans, I would say it's the Mexicans. If it was the Turkish, I would say it's the Turkish. But this is what's happening now. All right. So we got backdoor devices. We'll get our truth specialist on. See, hopefully he'll be on soon. And let's get here. Let's see if Anon's there. I see Anon there. Let's see if he picks up the phone. Let's see what he thinks here. Who the hell is this?
Anon?
What's up, buddy?
Oh, not much. Just chilling on a Sunday.
Good. You're watching my show, I see, because you're in the comments.
Yeah, I'll have to pause it when you call, though, because there's a lag.
Yes, for sure. I just wanted to call and ask you, what do you know about these backdoor device? Do you know anything about these backdoor devices that apparently China's been planting into people's devices? Is that true?
There's this like micro company that's run from China, and they've been caught in the server rooms planting these little tiny chips. They're like the size of a grain of rice or whatever. And they even, I think in the last Olympics, it was like riddled with these these chips. So it's been reported with Amazon, and there's also been accusations about Apple their infrastructure. So, but even the CPUs being made, we've had the Spectre and Meltdown security holes, and I would say they've probably been done on purpose because there's been like more and more software embedded in the chips. That's why, like, even Facebook, they want to make their own chips so they can embed more spyware. So you won't be surprised when Facebook brings out their own mobile phone one day or whatever. I wouldn't buy it.
No, I wouldn't. So, I wouldn't take it for free, like the Obama phone.
Yeah. So,
I got an article here. Hold your horse, buddy. The big hack: how China used a tiny chip to infiltrate the United States companies. The attack by Chinese spies reached almost 30 U.S. companies, including Amazon, Apple, by compromising America's technology supply chain, according to extensive interviews with government and corporation sources. In 2015, Amazon.com Inc. began quietly evaluating a startup called Elemental Technologies, a potential acquisition to help with major expansion of its streaming video service, known today as Amazon Prime Video, based in Portland, Oregon. Okay, Elemental made software for compressing massive video files and formatting them for different devices. Its technology helped... Okay, let's go here. I'm just trying to see here where... Oh, man, this thing's tiny, dude!
Yeah, it's like size of a grain of rice. So how would you vet that? So they're bringing in cheap labor from overseas, and yeah. So how do you vet all that?
Wow, that's amazing.
Contaminating
it's tiny, and you know what, Anon? This is from Bloomberg Business and Newsweek, by the way. I'm referencing from. So this is not from some I'm gonna make a website type of guy from his basement. So this is fake news that's actually reporting this. So
yeah.
You know, it's not like I'm getting it from the conspiracy website. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So Amazon reported the discovery to the United States authorities, sending a shudder throughout the intelligence community. Elemental servers could be found in the Department of Defense, data centers, and CIA drone operations.
Well, here in Australia, there's been a push from China to sell their Huey or whatever. I can't pronounce it, but for the 5G network that's being rolled out, and I think it's been rejected, the hardware, so which is going to cost more to roll out. But like I said in the comments, I'd rather pay a lot more for my devices and infrastructure than having mediocre, cheap hardware from China that's riddled with backdoors that sends all your data to the communist Chinese government.
You know, Anon, I made a video a few days ago that I'd gladly pay, like you said, more for anything just so it could last my lifetime, right? Like a snow shovel. I wanted a good snow shovel to shovel my snow. Everywhere I went, it was all just junk. I paid $140 for a snow shovel made in Michigan. I got it delivered, and my dad now has that snow shovel in Toronto. We've had that snow shovel for 17 years now, and it's never been a problem. And they bought other ones along the side just to have other snow shovels, and they've been broken and thrown out and warped in plastic or lasted a season. But the other one I paid $170 or $180 for is still alive and well.
Well, I had a Samsung washing machine, which was like $350. And it turned out they had to mass recall these washing machines because they were burning down houses and shit. Sorry. Yeah, so...
Sorry, I just can't stop laughing. Okay.
Yeah, so like before it burnt down mine, I got a recall and they gave me a refund. And I ended up spending close to $1,500 on an Italian model. But the one that I have now is so industrial, like you pay for what you get. So,
did you hear that show with the gentleman I had from New Zealand that does repairs on washing machines and stuff?
Yeah.
He was saying that everything you get in is a bunch of garbage.
Yeah, exactly. You can feel the quality is just dismal from China. It's just it doesn't last. Even your mobile phones, like the battery diminishes over time, and the screens and everything. So it's just planned obsolescence. So I just thought, if you buy something, you may as well get something that'll last.
But
the
don't you
Italians seem to do a good job.
But don't you think, in all fairness, Anon, that you'd actually save money in the long run?
Yeah, and it does a much better job.
Yeah.
So like even a rice cooker that I had, I got an $18 one from Target, and within a couple of weeks it broke. So if you spend like a bit more, it'll last longer.
It's a bunch of garbage.
Your time is money too. Like when you have to go out and replace these things and shop for a new one, so people need to consider, well, okay, if you're going to spend 2 hours going to go out and buying another one and getting things replaced or claim things on warranty, it's just a hassle. So
it's an absolute. So I need people from this channel, guys. If you're watching this channel, guys, you follow my channel. I need you to kind of emphasize a bunch of garbage, but when you say it, you got to say it like this: "It's a bunch of garbage." You know what I'm saying? So when you go to Walmart or you go somewhere and somebody's trying to sell you something or show you something, look at it and say, "That's a bunch of garbage." Because that's what we're buying, people. No matter how unfunny I am and not amusing that I am not, it is true. And that's what it is. It's a bunch of garbage.
Well, in the news this week, there's, I think, in the US, they've passed some new laws in various states where they've done actually something good where, because various companies such as Apple have been practicing these dodgy, practices where you're not allowed to repair their devices, and they put all these locks in place, and Apple's like renowned. If there's a minor defect, you must take it back to Apple, and typically what they do is just brick it and replace it when it's just something that can be easily repaired. And there was these other companies that were repairing things on the cheap, and Apple didn't like that. So, like, there's these new laws now that has stopped Apple and other companies from those dodgy practices. Even tractors like John Deere, they were like forcing farmers to always get their tractor repairs done through their warranty service, and no one else would be allowed to repair the tractor. So that way they're able to price fix or get people to buy a whole new tractor. Or so that's essentially what other nations need to start doing as well. But I'm currently thinking about buying a new laptop, but I don't think I want an Apple.
No. I don't have anything made from Apple. I had a little Apple Pod when they first came out, and I wanted to transfer some of my music from home, from my thing onto it. It's like, oh no, you gotta purchase this music through Apple. I'm like, what? I took it and I threw it out of the window of the condo I was living in, and it smashed on the sidewalk floor. Then I went to go buy an Android, and then I could just transfer my music, my videos, my movies and stuff and all that crap, and I don't have to worry. Apple? I don't think so.
Yeah, well, but also I don't want Windows either. So I'm looking into, okay, what sort of laptop can I buy where I can install a distribution of Linux, like maybe Linux Mint or something, because like this month, Microsoft released an update to their Windows 10 operating system, and it just started deleting people's files.
Yeah.
And Windows 10 comes along with a lot of bloatware and that Cortana shit that, oops, sorry, I swore. Mm-hmm. I should have a swear jar.
Mm-hmm. It's okay, you're at $40 right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not too keen on Windows 10 because it's always listening to you. I used to be able to hack the Cortana to not run anymore, but they made it extra difficult to stop it from running in the background these days. So the fix that I used to do before doesn't work now after the recent updates because it just.
Can I tell you a Windows story? It's so good. You're gonna like this one. There's a nightclub, and it was, I don't know, it was like about 3,000 people there. It was a big night. It was a huge event, and I think it was around New Year's. I couldn't remember exactly, but what I do remember is Windows having to make an update at like 11 p.m. at night, and the guy was mixing off his laptop, and Windows decided to go and shut down and do a Windows update. And the entire club went complete quiet for like 6 minutes till it did its update.
Yeah, they're just out of control with their updates. It's always when you're using your computer. So
yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. So yeah,
guys, I'll leave a link in the comments so you can see this Bloomberg article. So it is fake news. It is mainstream media. So this is not no thing. I want you guys to see that about Bloomberg. The big hack. I'm on the phone with Anon right now about these chips being installed in Chinese hardware developers, I guess, or assemblers, or whatever they do there, and putting this stuff together. And what do these chips do, Anon? And honestly, are they tracking your keystrokes? What are they doing?
Oh, they're giving backdoor access to foreign parties. So.
What would the Chinese government want to know? What, you know, if I'm watching porn, if I'm watching Netflix, if I'm playing a video game, what would this, how do you say, intelligence give them, or this info? What's the purpose of them knowing this? Like, actually, why?
Well, I was watching another YouTube channel. You know, the ADV China. Those two guys on the motorcycles. And they did a story on Chinese surveillance. So, the Chinese Communist government's just obsessed with data mining and watching everything. And because they have various, like, particularly here in Australia, a lot of foreign students come from China, and the universities here make billions of dollars. It's a huge cash cow for the universities. So they want to keep tabs on political dissidents and journalists and anyone speaking poorly against China. So they want to keep tabs as such. So, they're very paranoid. So it's all about control and maintaining their power.
Somebody commented, it went through pretty quick here, but somebody commented that it might be like a prediction of your actions, like Minority Report, that movie, where he could predict a crime before it happens. Have we gotten there? I don't think we've gotten there yet. I don't think we're nowhere near that yet.
Well, there was this girl in China that threw some ink or something or on some advertising propaganda of the emperor there. There's President Z or whatever, and because of all the cameras and the government constantly watching everyone and facial recognition and stuff, they were able to track her down and arrest her. So,
wow,
for throwing a little bit of ink on a poster. That happened this year. Yeah, so
this is pretty interesting. Okay. Anyways, Anon, I wanted to have you on for a few minutes to see what you think about this.
It's not just devices. It's the CPUs that are being designed. They used to be really lightweight, but now they're just embedding all this software into the chips. So that's becoming problematic. That's why we had those security flaws, Spectre and Meltdown issues. Mm-hmm. So So we've had to like run all these updates and patches to counteract that, but it's still not foolproof. Like, we need to get back to basics, and we need to make our own hardware, and there's no reason why we can't.
Yeah, it creates jobs. It just, I mean, like, I think whoever invented the car should be, like, not have the monopoly, but I think that country should be thriving and making more and more cars and be supplying the planet with more and more cars, you know? There's a lot of industry that goes into this technical work, because in this hard drives and like discs and video cards and all this crap, you got lots of fabrication involved, right? Lots of engineering and lots of you know, studying and all that crap, and I mean, why not keep it at home? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's sad because like, even here in Australia, we used to make the Commodore or whatever. We've closed down a lot of car manufacturing in Australia, and we used to be renowned to be making these high quality vehicles that would last a long time. But now we just have these cheap Kia and vehicles and stuff. But it's not just the hardware, the equipment, but it's also software. A lot of companies like ship out to China and India. Like, a lot of the tech companies really like Indian labor, but they don't understand that you pay for what you get, and these developers don't develop for future. They just develop to patch over things or get the job done quick, but they don't have the foresight to actually design things properly.
Mm-hmm.
So then it just creates a lot more issues down the track, and it makes it a lot harder to make large changes or fix things up, because once you deploy something, it's being used and you have to work around it, sort of thing. So, but yeah, it's a bit of a joke, because like even our governments, they're pushing the misunderstanding. Oh, we need more immigrants to come in to fill the skill shortage. It's not that. There's plenty of skilled people, and there's plenty of willing and able people wanting to learn, but companies don't want to invest in their employees' education. They don't want to support their employees. They just want it now. They want cheap labor. They don't care about paying people what they're worth. So
it all adds up. It all comes out to Hold on, I got a comment in here from Mysterious Blue Space Entity Channel. Says, I have an HP Elite from 2010 i7 2.93 gigahertz, 4 quad cores, 8 threads, 16 gigs of DDR3, 1333 megarams, a GTX 1050 Ti 4 gig. My computer handles everything fine. So it probably it's what's put into the computers. But if you build, I think, do you find this problem more, Anna? Do people find less of these kind of problems if they build their own custom computers?
Yeah, I also say, like, because even the laptops, they have heating issues.
Yes.
So if you build your own laptop, you can get sort of the cooling units in liquid cooling and all that. So, but the thing is, you can't take it around with you. You can't, like, if you want to just work in your bed and have it on your lap or whatever, or sit on the lounge chair with your laptop. Like, it's a bit harder with a desktop with that. But yeah, so I don't know. But like, if you're doing heavy duty stuff, or if you're gaming and stuff, I guess it's good to have a desktop. But maybe have a tablet for, like, just reading and then doing the hard stuff.
On a desktop PC, but, yeah. Okay,
yeah,
Anna.
Like you do all your shows. Yeah, no worries. I'll catch you later. But yeah, there's also the shame, like, with the mining. The government, the mining wants to bring in all the immigrants because, heaven forbid, they don't want to pay the Aussie proper a living wage. They want to get in the cheap immigrants and do the mining
Well, you
jobs.
saw the article I read about Canadian mines, no Canadian hires.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, like, is that they just send all the profits back home. They send it back home to their families. They don't keep the money in the country. So how is that benefiting anyone? So
nobody.
Other than the mining companies, So, yeah, so maybe when you have that guy from Perth that works in, that is or was working in the mining companies, maybe ask him about it.
I will. I will.
Yeah.
Okay, Anon.
Anyway, I'll let you go.
Have a good afternoon.
Good
Thank
show.
you so much.
You too.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
So that's Anon, our technology expert. Good at hacking things. Pretty good guy. On the show quite a few times, giving us an in-depth perspective of what he has going on. Let's move on, guys. So this whole letter guy, there's one thing I don't understand. Can you guys in the comments kind of educate me? Or kind of maybe, like just tell me what you guys know of. This is what I've been told. That he drove from, I think, California to New York and to Florida within 3 days. It's not possible. I've driven across America many times. So let's find out what's going on here. So this article doesn't tie into what we need because it's okay. So there's another. So there's a couple of people that this letter bomb thing has been going on for years, guys. It's not the first time it's ever happened. Okay, let's see this one. Letter bomb guy arrested. So this is from Yahoo. So letter bomb suspect arrested as more packages found. I don't want to hear what this guy has to say. Authorities have arrested 56-year-old Florida resident. Okay, I just want to get to the part where did this guy drive 1 million miles in 3 days? Is that even possible? So he was living in a van. Yeah, okay. But my question is, guys, let's logically look at this, okay? What we know about the 13. So did he drive to these places to deliver these parcels? Like, what we know about the 13. Okay, here, let's close this thing here. 13 pipe bombs sent to prominent Democrats and Trump critics. Packages containing pipe bombs were sent to several prominent figures across the country this week, all of whom have criticized President Trump, sparking sprawling nationwide investigation. Authorities on Friday arrested Cesar Sayuk in connection with these incidents. Sayuk, 56, was previously known to law enforcement officials and has been arrested nearly a dozen times in Florida, including a 2002 arrest for making a bomb threat. So why isn't this guy already in jail? All the packages were intercepted before reaching their intended targets and did not detonate. Here's what we know about the 13 devices. So let's break it down. Monday, October 22nd, George Soros, one device, an employee of the billionaire investor of the philanthropist George Soros, found a suspicious package in the mailbox at George Soros' New York home. Then on Tuesday, October 23rd, Bill Clinton, a Secret Service personnel intercepted a pipe bomb addressed to the residence of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's. Okay. Then Wednesday, October 24th, Barack Obama, one device. Secret Service intercepted a bomb addressed. Wow. Then CNN, John Brennan, one device. A pipe bomb was found in CNN mailroom at the time of Warner Center in New York on Wednesday morning, triggering an hours-long evacuation. The package was addressed to former CIA Director John. Then Debbie White I can't read her name, and Eric Holder. A suspicious package was sent to the Florida office of Republican Debbie Wasserman Sulch. Maxine Waters, two devices addressed to Republican Maxine Waters were recovered by authorities by the FBI, said Wednesday night, in Los Angeles and other Washington. Robert De Niro, wow, Thursday, October 25th. So look at the timeline on this. Thursday, October 25th, Wednesday, October 24th. So you got one package being sent from Monday, October 22nd, Tuesday, October 23rd, and then you got three packages on Wednesday, October 24th. Then you got two packages on the 25th. Then you got 4 packages on the 26th of October. So monitor displays information about. So let's see what this thing has to say here. So this is not conspiracy theory here on my channel. This is the fake news reporting this. So let's see what they have to say.
On October 26th, authorities arrested 56-year-old Cesar Sayoc, who has a history of arrests in Florida, including a 2002 bomb threat. The Justice Department and FBI confirmed that Sayoc is in custody.
He has been charged today with 5 federal crimes, including interstate transportation of an explosive, illegal mailing of explosives, threats against former presidents and certain other persons, threatening interstate communications, and assaulting current and former federal officers.
After the arrest, FBI agents and law enforcement were seen draping a tarp over a van in a South Florida parking lot. The van, which appeared to be covered in pro-Trump stickers, was loaded onto a truck by authorities and taken away. President Trump congratulated officials on their apprehension of the suspect.
We must never allow political violence to take root in America. Cannot let it happen. And I'm committed to doing everything in my power as president to stop it.
Potential explosive devices have been addressed to the homes or offices of multiple former presidents, Democratic politicians, and other prominent liberals. On October 26th, a suspicious package addressed to Senator Cory Booker was recovered in Florida. Separately, a New York City postal worker discovered a pipe bomb package addressed to former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper at CNN's New York headquarters, where he is a contributor. On October 25th, authorities said they found suspicious packages addressed to former Vice President Joe Biden at a Delaware mail facility.
Our government today, with the prompting of our baby-in-chief.
The same morning, police say security working for actor Robert De Niro's film company discovered a package similar to the other explosive devices seen the day prior. Law enforcement was on high alert October 24th after the Secret Service intercepted pipe bombs addressed to former President Barack Obama and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Both of the devices were discovered at off-site facilities as they were being screened by the Secret Service.
It was a package that was mailed and made it into...
While still in the early stages of reporting on the packages, CNN had to evacuate their headquarters in New York after a pipe bomb was discovered in the mailroom at Time Warner Center.
Now you see it.
That package was addressed to Obama-era CIA Director John Brennan, a frequent critic of Trump who appeared on other networks, MSNBC and NBC.
Well, guys, that's intense, man. So somebody's asking me in the comments if I'm Jew. Is Mike Martin's Jewish? No, I'm Roman Catholic, guys. Baptized. I go to church sometimes, but no, I'm Roman Catholic. Born and raised. And I pray, and I have the fear of God. I'm scared of God. So what is happening, people? Someone says, Yemeni, watch what happened when I confronted the lying BBC. Lying BBC. Mike Martins, go to that video. That was epic. Is it on your channel, buddy? I'm just trying to see if I could even open your channel here. It's not even letting me open your channel. Holy smokes. Let's see if I could open your channel and see if it's on there. I don't see much on the... There's 27 videos. Let me see if it's on the videos here. Oh, yeah. This is new stuff here. Here, guys. I'm gonna plug this channel here really quick for one of our commenters. It's called Mysterious Blue Space Entity Channel. There it is, Mysterious Blue Space Entity Channel. Oh, the channel's called AVI Yummy. Someone asked me if I played Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, I have. Anyways, back on topic here. Mysterious Blue Space Channel Entity. Check out this guy's channel. If you want to maybe put the video in your favorites here. He's got stuff uploading every day here. Check this guy out. Fukushima stuff. Why are we building nuclear power plants on the coast? Doorway to the other side, possible spiritual mirror. So that's pretty cool. Check out his channel, guys, if you get some time. So the guy gets caught, but what is happening? Like, we know the motive, right? But is it a one-sided thing so they can get people to feel sorry, or? And then Anna's saying that Area 51 alien video was scary. Yeah, I'll watch it later. I'll go back to the channel there. Mysterious Blue Space Entity saying, wow, I appreciate it so much, Mike Martins. Wrong channel, but thanks. So, yeah, no problem, buddy. We're all together here with Mike in the Night. That's what we're doing here. With Mike in the Night. Okay, so let's keep going here. False flag hoaxes about the bombing suspect persist despite evidence. Okay. Let's open this. Now, everyone in the comment section is yelling false flag. False flag hoaxes about the bombing suspect persist. This is with the Washington Post, another fake news entity. So, guys, remember, no tinfoil hats here on my channel. This is what fake news is saying. So let's see what fake news has to say. Because if we're looking at real news, we're all conspiracy theorists, right? Okay, false flag hoaxes about bombing. Suspect persists. Despite evidence and Trump shrine on wheels. The packaged bombs that were sent to 13 prominent Democrats this week was marked by another disturbing phenomenon. Baseless conspiracy theories. One confined to the fringes of discussion, the wake of the violent acts leap with shocking speed in the mainstream. A surprisingly large number of figures from the conservative establishment, commentators, radio hosts, Trump family members, and other Republican figures shared, liked, hinted at, raised questions about otherwise endorsed or fringe theory that the attacks were a false flag. A staged attack designed to advance the political goals of the very people it seemed to intend to hurt. But the FBI's arrests of the suspect on Friday, who seemed to fit the profile of a politically motivated right-winger, of course he's right-winger, did little to quell the baseless conspiracy theories spreading among the far right. That some conservative establishment had been willing to assert without evidence that the bomb threats were a false flag ploy by Democrats was a troubling reminder of how deeply practiced a politically motivated conspiracy mongering and hoax spreading has seeped in the country's DNA. But it's the mainstream news that's making the fake news. So how the heck do you even believe any of it? Now they're trying to say, oh, well, we're going to be honest and stuff, and yeah, so guys, remember, no tinfoil hats here. We're not going into conspiracies. This is the fake news, so this is the news that basically is the right news, right? And these theories persisted Friday even after the suspects had been detained. Was a reminder that for those who spread doubt and misleading information, for whatever ends confusion, attention, or other types of political personal gain, any piece of evidence offered by authorities can quickly be turned on its head, no matter how credible. So basically, everything's there, the evidence is there, and everyone's trying to kind of paint a different picture, right? But people like to ask questions, right? I mean, a lot of us aren't there to see the evidence. A lot of us aren't there. We are taking it on the word of journalism. You know what I'm saying? We can't, like, you can't even trust your real estate agent. And you're going to trust a journalist with a story? And the story's got to be passed through 56 different people for approval to make sure it doesn't offend somebody, and it's not correct, and it's not too forcing or whatever. In this case, those on internet message boards began to twist such desperate facts as photographs of what believed to be a suspect Cesar Soya's van, which plastered with pro-Trump anti-democratic stickers. The spelling of his name, whose letters could be rearranged to spell another word that some posters claimed they thought was suspicious, and other more typical conspiracy theory minded fare that is now a regular faucet on these boards. Many of the 8chan message boards took aim at common target of bigoted conspiracy theorists. Okay. The FBI quickly dismissed the funkifil notions floating around about devices in a news conference given shortly after the 56-year-old Cesar Soyak was arrested and charged with a raft of counts in the attacks. These are not hoax devices, FBI Director Christopher A. Worry said. But no matter, on Friday, Bill Mitchell, a prominent pro-Trump radio host, questioned the information of the Worry, who was nominated to his post by Trump, gave about the bombing materials and the routine parts and federal investigation earlier. Mitchell had arrested the suspect had wanted to be caught, giving oxygen to the theory that the suspect was somehow put up to the task. So, there's a lot here to read. I'll leave an article here. There's 943 comments on this article here. I don't think reading the entire article is going to give us any closure on this. Here's the article here if you guys want to read it, by the Washington Post. So there's no tinfoil hats here, just cowboy hats. All right, where's Evan? Evan, are you in the comments there, buddy? Okay, guys, I want to throw this up there, guys. My channel here. It's nothing special. I don't have that many subs. I got, I think, 6,000. What is it? 6,171. And I work really hard on this. I've been doing this for many years now. And if you ever want to support me on PayPal, please do so. Trends in the housing market right here. Housing crisis playlist. I put one up 6 hours ago about Seattle housing crash. Mike in the Night, which we're watching tonight. Open mic. Rants and Lifestyle, Game Store Business. This is the game store I opened from scratch. You guys should check it out. Starting a home business from scratch. Living the Dream series. And Handheld Junkie. I do a little bit of video game reviews to balance the channel. So someone is urging for me to look up AVI, yeah, there it is. This guy here, I guess, okay.
And our special guest this week, we've been discussing immigration, we've been discussing over the last few shows, we talked about the plight of the white South African farmers.
Oh, it's about, okay. Is there a video about, let me go to his videos here. Oh, when I confronted, watch what happened when I confronted the lying BBC. So is this the one you want me to watch here? So, this is it. Watch what happened when I confronted the BBC for lying.
The BBC? Yeah? Are you a reporter?
I'm a producer.
You're a producer. Can I ask why today they reported there was 400 people here?
Where did you see that?
Online. So how many people are you going to report that were here?
I'm going to check.
How many people are you going to report are here?
Well, how many do you think are here?
A couple thousand, at least?
I thought about 1,500.
Okay. So you're going to report that?
Hundreds.
All right. Do you understand why the community doesn't trust you guys? Were there hundreds of people there today?
Yes, exactly. There were hundreds of people there. Many hundreds of people. There were hundreds of people there.
At what point do you say thousands?
When there's multiples of thousands.
Okay. In the BBC, every time I see that, it does say far right. It doesn't. Are you denying that you guys report him as far right?
We haven't today, have we?
Okay.
You just looked yourself.
Okay, great. Mazel tov. You didn't report him as far right today. Do you deny that you call him far right?
I've never personally called him far right.
The BBC?
I've never personally called him far right.
So do you condemn those who publish articles.
I'm not going to condemn anyone for you. I'm telling
Not for
you.
me.
You're asking me the question.
I'm asking
telling
you to
you.
tell
I have
real
never
news.
personally called Tommy Robinson.
Do you think he's
far
far
right.
right?
I've been following Tommy Robinson for a long time. I was at his court case in Luton when he was convicted for football disorder offences. Okay, so I've been around a long time looking at him. Okay? And all we've done today is report it factually and accurately.
Hundreds of people, yeah. Is he far right? The BBC continuously calls him far right.
It's not for me
which
to
is
judge.
synonymous. No,
it's not for me to judge what his politics are.
It's offensive because it is synonymous with white supremacist and neo-Nazi. Do you think Tommy Robinson is a white supremacist or neo-Nazi? Do you? The BBC.
My views on Tommy Robinson aren't important.
The BBC then.
You look at what we've reported. You look at what we've reported.
Yeah.
Sorry. To this crowd, I can't protect everyone here.
Why taking me away, young man?
Okay,
thank
God,
do his job. Okay, that's all right.
Are you guys security?
Thank you very much for giving us audience.
What?
Do you mind just stepping back a second?
Was
so
he?
they can do their job?
What?
Do you mind just stepping back to give them
Yeah,
room
we
to let them
appreciate
do
you.
it?
Thank you very much.
What's that? Report fake news. All right, so today I just did go up to the BBC to challenge them on their continual reporting of Tommy Robinson as a far-right figure. Now, we know the real far-right hate Tommy. They hate anybody that talks as Tommy does, anyone that stands for what is right. But
Tommy Robinson, if you guys know what has happened, so what is happening, people? So lots of fake news. Okay, let's move on. We went from the pipe bomb. We did a plug for AV Yemeni's channel here. And let's move on. This is really interesting here. City of surveillance. Google back smart city sounds like a dystopian nightmare. Oh, there's so much, guys. There's so much fighting, guys. Guys, could we please have some civility in the comment section, guys? Could we stop bringing up religions and bringing up, this is what they want us to do. I don't think you guys understand. This is what they want. Look at the comment section. This is what they want to happen. You know what I'm saying? This is what they want to happen. Could somebody go into Google and see what time it is in Hong Kong for me? What time is it right now in Hong Kong? I want to call Evan. I want to see if he's available. Our truth analyst who could get to the bottom of this. We need our truth analyst. Maybe he could give us a little bit of information. And because he's following all this right now as we're speaking. We already had Annan on. Let me see if my man AB is on here. Let's see if AB is on the hook here. Where are you? See if I could find AB. I don't think he's on, but I'll give him a try. Add me on Skype, Mike Martins 1980. So I'm trying to get Andrew on the phone. He's probably busy. It's in the afternoon there on Sunday. Probably doing family stuff. And trying to see who is online right now that is available for our crypto experts online right now. Crypto expert Derek Hayes got his channel open here. Demise Music and Entertainment. He is just outside of San Jose, California. He's got a pretty cool channel. He does some stand-up comedy stuff. But he did a really good video today around his house where he went out for a walk to show the amount of homelessness that he's dealing with in his area and a lot of displaced people. And this is one of his older videos, guys. He's just driving around. I told him to do this, so he's doing this for us, right? So we got a lot of reach. Our channel has a lot of reach. So he did this for us. I said, come on, just do a drive-by. Kind of, you're not disrespecting anybody, you know. You know, people living in RVs, and what happened? You know what it is? Is like people like me, we're getting older. I'm getting older. I'm 40. And when I die off, people won't know how it was back when I was a kid. As we start dying off, people being born now see this stuff, and this is just normal. But back in the 80s, none of this was normal. Nobody put up with this crap. Everybody made a way. It made their way. They always find a way, and there was a lot less government interference. Now, government governs everything. You know what I'm saying? So, comments are going nuts. Dale Cunningham puts up a really good comment here, saying the poor states are run by the Democrats. That's correct. And Anon left a comment here. Let's open this comment up here. Oh, it's just another one of those. Another one of those videos, Skid Row, Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and people living in tents right outside of it. It's sad. It's really sad because, you know, once my generation dies off, we experienced the good life in the 80s and early 90s when everything just started to fall apart. We experienced the good life. But this new Usher generation, and I'm not talking the millennials. I couldn't care less about them. It's this next, it's my kids, my 3-year-old and 4-year-old. Those are the ones that are going to look at this and think this is normal because it's happening around them and no one is doing anything about it. That's why. Belinda Mercer, that's my girl down in Florida, saying 80s were awesome. Jump into 130. Okay, we're going into 130, Anna.
That there is a place like this that exists in the United States of America that when you drive through it or get out of your car, it feels like you landed in a third world country.
I don't get flagged. Lower the music. I'll talk over right now. I want to plug Jeremiah Babe for this. Got 2,800 subs. See if we get more subs. Yeah, man, I should get this guy on my channel. So he's doing another drive-by there. Los Angeles homeless. The dark side of Los Angeles homeless crisis. And you know what? There's a pile of empty buildings all around where these people could be living in, all abandoned empty buildings. This sucks. It sucks. There it is there. Los Angeles toilets? That's a public toilet? Wow, this is pretty bad. Downtown Hastings, Vancouver Hastings Streets is like this, but there's no tents on the street. There's definitely no tents on the street. Oh, Watt Street. Man, I was down there maybe 7, 8 years ago. It wasn't this bad. Not even close to this bad 7 years ago. I took my Corvette down there. I drove down from Vancouver. Wow, $25 billion a year. And that's what we don't understand here. Why are things not... Someone's asking me to type in Nanaimo, tent city. I think this is it. Oh, guys, before I go ahead, guys, don't forget to check this guy out, Jeremiah Babe. If you guys don't mind, maybe I'm going to message him right now. Let's do a show together. Look at this. I'm doing this live. Let's do a... Hey, bud, let's do a show together. There we go. Mike Martins. And if you guys want to go on there, it's called Skid Row Los Angeles Homeless. You'll see my thing up there. Like it, guys, and reply to it. So when he sees a lot of replies on there, he'll see, hey, this guy Mike Martins might be someone of interest. So maybe we could get together and do a show together and find out what's going on or how it's going on or why it's going on. Main question I have is why is it going on? So let's go up to Nanaimo, Tent City, courtesy of Gaffel Bab. Streamed 3 weeks ago. So this is Nanaimo. Wow. So this is Gaffel Bab, Nanaimo's homeless camp, Disconnect City, October 6, 2018. Tent City, Nanaimo. 688 subs. Whoa, there's a car in there. Yeah, you can tell it's Nanaimo because the crosswalks. Let me put a comment in here. Maybe we get some boots on the ground, get a little bit more reach. Mysterious Blue Space Entity says there are over 300 people. Hey, Mysterious Blue Space, how many miles do you live from there? How many miles do you live from this area? Do you live close by? Because you're commenting on it. Let's do a show together. Yeah, a comment on that. Guys, go and like the comment on there on Gaffelbab. And the city, the video is called the Nanaimo Homeless Camp, Disconnect City, October 6, 2018. Nanaimo Homeless Camp. You'll see my comment on there. Maybe we could do a show together. Just to get people's points of views across and what's going on and what people are seeing. Oh, good. Anon just commented on that. Thank you, Anon. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. And this one is scary. This one's scaring me, guys. This one really is putting it to me. It's City of Surveillance. Surveillance. Google back smart city sounds like a dystopian nightmare. So, I'm not sure if you guys know this. I know Google wants to start setting up these smart towns or smart cities. And they want one in Toronto, I think. I think they want one that looks like it's in Chicago, or is that oh, that's Lower Manhattan. Let's see what it says here. The screenshot of the promotional video shows the Sidewalk Labs planned smart YouTube Sidewalk Toronto. Oh, sorry, that's Toronto, guys. I'm sorry. That looks, over that side, it almost looks like behind those buildings is Central Park. I'm sorry. It kind of looks like the Central Park side of New York. Sorry. Nope, this is Toronto. So this is Toronto. They're looking at putting these smart cities, you know, what you throw in the garbage, what you throw in the garbage, where you're walking, what you're buying. But if you need their help in a court of law, where, hey, I was here, you could check these cameras. There's no way I could have done that crime. And guess what? Guess what? Oh, no, we can't use that. We can't use that. That's going to help you. We don't want to help you. We just want to watch you. think somebody messaged me on oh God, who's messaging me? Who is messaging me? I got all these messages here going nuts. So I want to know what you guys think on this dystopian blah 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 city. What's the point of it? Why does Google need to know, or a government, or heck, why does anyone need to know what I'm throwing in the garbage? Yes, Oliver St. John. Much people are so dumb and materialistic these days. And that's it. We forgot what it means. Let me tell you guys a story. This is a good one. This is really good. We had a blackout here in Merritt, in my town, for a day and a half. A whole day and a half. And that night of the blackout, there was no Wi-Fi. There was no internet. There was no power going through the house. Do you know what went through the house? Calm. You could feel calm. No Wi-Fi buzzing around the house. No plugged-in instruments. No plugged-in computers. Nothing plugged in. My phone was dead. It was absolute calm. You could feel the calm. Sitting in my black, dark room. And that calm. I want everyone to try that one time. I'm not saying to go and shut your power off to your house. Heck, maybe even just shut your power off for an hour or two. No fridges running. No background Wi-Fi noises. No background statics. No background nothing. Straight up. Straight up. Shut the power off for a couple hours. Lay in your dark room. And you'll just see a sense of calm. A sense of connection in yourself. I'm not kidding. And Belinda Mercer is very, very, very true. After hurricanes here, it's calm for a few days. Absolutely calm when you lose your power. I was in when Hurricane Wilma went through Broward County. I think that was in 06 or 05. I can't even remember. When Hurricane Wilma, not Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Wilma ripped through Broward County. We didn't have power or water or anything for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. I'm not joking you. We had nothing. We had water, we had storage, we had stuff. We weren't dumb. We prepared for the hurricane, right? But I want to tell you guys something. Those 2 weeks without power, no way of getting your car out on the street because there was a lot of trees on the road. No way of getting out of your, you know. I couldn't. It was just an absolute calm. It was an absolute. It was just, there was just nothing there anymore. It was a good nothing there, you know? Everybody's being wrapped up in their possessions of what they own. And just like Tyler Durden said in the movie Fight Club, it's not the stuff that you own end up owning you. And he made absolute perfect sense with that. The stuff that you own will end up owning you. So, I just wanted to throw that out there. Guys, if you don't mind, guys, I need you guys to be nice in the comment section, please. I mean, you could go out and do stuff on other channels and stuff, but we got a small community here on our channel, and we don't want to start getting sending bad vibes out. We don't want to start sending the wrong message. I don't want other people coming on this channel and start... I don't want people to start connecting the wrong dots on this channel. I don't want that. I want people... We got a small community here, and... Someone's saying, I think they are all AI bots, Mike. So, okay, guys, if you start misbehaving on the channel, guys, I'm not kidding. We'll just ban you. I'm not here to get subscribers. I'm just here to have people come on, talk, you know, just vent if they want to. You know, we're not going to solve anything on this channel. We're not going to invent a cure for cancer, or we're not going to find... But you know what we're going to do? We're going to communicate like human beings did 50, 60 years ago, before all the stupid technology took over our lives. Pom Pom says, it was calm for a day or two, then you went straight back to ranting on your videos. Oh, come on, a little bit of drama doesn't hurt. So guys, please keep it kosher here. So this is from 2 days ago. City surveillance, Google back, smart city sounds like a dystopian nightmare. Okay, can I ask a question that maybe no one's asking? Do we really need this? Do we need this? How is this going to help us? Could someone please explain to me? Why do we need this? So let's find out. Let's read this. Let's see if we can get Evan on the phone here, our truth analyst. Hopefully he's available. Could someone in the comments tell me what time it is in Hong Kong, please? See if he's here. See if he's here. Man, no one's on tonight, man. Holy smokes, no one's on tonight. Everybody's out partying, man. Everybody's partying tonight. Well, it is Saturday or Sunday. People are with families, right? Okay, so right now in Hong Kong, it is 1:02 p.m. Okay. Oh, yeah, Rex Cohan. Yeah, where's Rex Cohan? That's a good question. Let me see what the heck is going on. Our geopolitical analyst for our channel. I actually have his direct number. I just hope he hasn't gotten arrested again. Rex. Oh, here we go. Rex Cohan. Let's see if Rex picks up the phone. Yeah, where's Diane Bronson? Looks like Rex Cohan isn't picking up the phone. Yeah, Rex Cohan's not available, people. Yeah, no one's available. No one's in the chat. Yeah, where is Kevin? Kevin Thompson should be in the comments. I hope he's probably at a wedding or something. It's the weekend. Oh, man. Someone just messaged me on Skype. Who are we looking at here? If you want to add me to Skype, it's Mike Martin's 1980. People, don't be shy. Okay, someone messaged me. Here it is. Oh, here we go. It's the blue channel. No, we won't use your identity. We'll just use the audio version of Skype. Hey, how's it? Yeah, how's it going, buddy? Don't worry, we'll just use your audio. We don't need your visual. It's fine. We keep your identity a secret.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
So it's going good. So what's going on in your neck of the woods? So you sent me that Nanaimo camp. Are you far from there?
Is my voice not in the call?
Yeah, it is right now.
I don't want people hearing my voice on the video.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm gonna have to let you go then. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all good. I'll talk to you after the live stream, man.
Okay. Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
So we do a live show here, guys. Remember, we do a live show. Okay, here we go. We got Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie. How are you?
Hi, Mike. I thought I'd catch you before it gets much later here on the East Coast.
Yes, because it is approaching. Wow, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm a night owl either way. I function better in the evening, if you get my drift.
Yes.
I don't like getting up too early in the morning if I don't have to. For school, I usually take those later afternoon, evening classes if I can help it.
Yes. It's better to be well rested. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, now I want to know from you guys. Okay, so have you done any charts yet, astrology-wise?
Yes, I have. And I have, I collaborate with a number of other astrologers as well, and we're all, to make sure we're all on the same page. But one thing I was going to tell you, with Jupiter just entering Scorpio until November of next year,
right?
Scorpio is considered the 8th house in astrology. It's considered, Scorpio obviously being underground. So anything that is related to underground, which obviously we talked about oil and gas last time on your show, but also minerals of any kind, jewels, diamonds, emeralds, rubies, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
You can invest in and do well now with Jupiter in the 8th house, as well as 8th house has to do with other people's money. So any kind of insurance company, if you want to make, not a lot, but maybe put some stock or some money into insurance companies.
Okay.
It, obviously because it's dealing with Jupiter being there now, it expands that. So it's going to do rather well in the stock market.
Okay. I want to ask you, I know you're in the state of Florida right now. Is there a lot of buzz going around about that whole pipe bomb mailer guy?
A little bit. I'm maybe 2.5, 3 hours north of where it took place. A lot of people here are just kind of looking at one another going like, really? They're kind of blowing it off because they know this guy was set up. I don't know if you read my comments earlier, but investigators that I know and or police officers have concurred that this guy, he had felonies, and that he is a registered Democrat in the state of Florida, or was. But in the state of Florida, as well as 2 other states, I think Iowa and North Dakota, if you have any kind of felonies or anything like that, you're ineligible to vote. So he's not even able to vote. But I guess a few years ago, he was a registered Democrat. But now in the state of Florida, he cannot vote at all. And these stickers, I don't know if you saw on his van, that had been in mind you, he's been homeless supposedly for the last year, potentially, but this van has been parked at a car storage lot for the last year. And these stickers on there are very new. This guy has little to no money. And so they know well and good that somebody gave him some money to put these stickers on his van and kind of set him up. I guess supposedly he did have some felony convictions for failure to appear. So he's kind of a scapegoat in this whole thing. It's just the guy, if you didn't look at the packages, none of these packages were postmarked through the post office.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I noticed that.
No.
Yeah, well, I noticed what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
None of them were stamped. You know, the post office, they always stamp.
Yeah, proof.
And they ask you, do you have anything liquid or fragile or, you know, explosive or, of course, whatever.
Perfume and stuff, yeah.
Yes, but the post office never stamped the stamps. They never canceled them, and they usually always do that. You can't just throw this in a box somewhere. It won't fit. The size of these boxes, it would have never fit.
In a typical letter, yeah.
Right, and to go from New York all the way to Florida, I'm sorry, it's just not possible to hand deliver every one of these packages. And people said they cited the guy. He's supposedly a Papa John's pizza delivery guy, or that's what he was doing. But he's just, you know, sadly, he's a lost soul that, you know, got kind of, you know, framed into, you know, saying, here's some money, we know you're homeless, and obviously probably not knowing, you know, supposedly his English wasn't that good, from what a lot of people have said. But this is what I've read in the local papers, I've confirmed with other, you know, authorities, police officers, and I have a friend that works for the FBI, and this guy, they're holding him, but based on supposedly the felony convictions and failure to appear.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's, people are just, they know well and good it's all fake news. And mind you, the people marching from Honduras to south of the United States, supposedly it's going to take place by next weekend, or just prior to the midterm elections. How
right.
Convenient.
Right, just before
and we know who's behind this, right, Mike? I mean, because come on.
But you know what the thing is? They're spotlighting this whole thing, but a lot of people don't know how many tens of thousands of people cross the border illegally every day anyway. Right? If you were to take how many people illegally cross the border per day and actually put them in a row on a street in Mexico or somewhere, it'd look like a lot of people. And
Right, and this is true, Mike, but you've got to understand, it's one thing when you've got a handful to 10 to 15 people, you know, maybe a few hundred, trying to come across at any given time. I mean, you see it down in El Paso.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's tons of people that come over and work on a daily basis, and they walk back across the bridge to go home to Mexico every night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just what it is. But when you've got thousands upon thousands of people, I mean, come on, Mike, if you're going to make a trip, any kind of trip, there's some type of planning going into it, especially when you're going, you know, 1,500 plus miles, if not 2,000 to 3,000. You're talking from California to Florida. These people are walking?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Yeah, there's
and if
too
they
much.
are, they're going to get some help with some water and some food along the way. But that kind of journey, Mike, you know as well as I do, that has to be planned and orchestrated. if not, you're having some type of help, you know, supposedly truckers, flatbed people that are registered, or, you know, in Mexico and the United States through NAFTA have been helping these people.
Yeah.
Mexico did not stop them.
Yeah. It's kind of strange because I know Mexico has a wall on its southern border too. How did they get through that? So.
They just allowed. So supposedly some people have turned around and gone back home or getting help to go back home. Others are trying to claim political asylum in Mexico. And then there's obviously supposedly more people that have joined the march and that are determined to make it to the United States one way or the other. It's just a sad situation, Mike, because there's people that legitimately have been waiting for years to get into the United States legally. And there's people that
I did it.
deserve to come into this country.
I did it.
But then to just break into somebody's house and say, I'm taking it over because you owe me, is not the right way to go about this.
You know, I'll be really frank with you. I've tried going through the right way to become a legal citizen of America. I got a lawyer. I got everything done, all the paperwork. I did all what they asked for. I got a big corporation to sponsor me to work down there in South Florida. I did everything by the book. And then I went to my interview and they just denied me. They said, we're not looking for your kind of people right now. And that's it. After all the paperwork and everything, they still declined me for being a citizen there. I have no felonies or any of that crap. I've never been involved illegally with anything. And they told me, no, you can't come here. And that's it. And, I mean, I didn't cry about it or freak out. I just, you know, made my way in other places, right? So, you know.
Right. And it's sad and it's very unfortunate. And, I mean, but there you go. You just said it yourself. We're not looking for your kind of people.
Right. That's what they said to me.
You know, I would have been like, what kind of people are you talking about? You know, I'm a person.
Yeah.
I'm not from this country. I have things to offer. You know,
I did. I had a big company and I had like 22 employees too. So and yeah, but I guess they just told me like we're not taking your kind of people in. So I said okay. So I just I just relocated to Canada and then in Vancouver and then started a new life there. Right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Anyway, I commend you either way, Mike. I really do. You seem to be a very brilliant person who is, you know, he wants to do well for mankind. It's just, it's unfortunate, you know. My apologies from the U.S. that you had to be treated such a way.
Oh, who cares? But you know what? No, it's their country. They make the decision. It's not my country. If they decide,
but who are they, Mike? You know what I'm saying? Who are they? They could have been me, but I guarantee you, I've worked for the government before. I've worked for being in the military and with the government through the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, the people that I had to work with, it just made my skin crawl.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I am not this type of person. I am not like these people. It didn't feel comfortable. I was not in my own environment. I felt like I was a foreign alien working in some unknown organization that I had no idea what I was doing, but just felt like a robot.
You know, guys, in the comment section, there's a lot of people bash talking everybody here, and everybody is just going. I banned a few people from the channel. We need to respect our caller. She is a former. She works hard. She's a former veteran. What did you? Were you sent overseas? Were you stationed overseas?
Yes.
Where were you?
Yes. I was in Okinawa, Japan, and over in Turkey, one of the bases in Turkey.
Okay.
And Camp Pendleton, California was my home base, but most of my time was done in Okinawa, Japan.
Yeah.
And during the first Gulf War.
Okay.
And you know, had a feeling we were probably going to have to go back there years later, but you know, we wanted to go in and do whatever had to be done, but you know, election time, and you know, Bush Sr. wanted to be reelected, so he didn't want to. He knew if he was going to be reelected, he didn't stand a chance if we were at war.
That's right.
So you know, it came either way. He didn't get reelected, so
that's right.
I think the country at that point had kind of said, you know, this isn't, you know, the gig's up.
So I know you're busy with schooling and education and all that stuff, but once in a, you know, maybe start covering a bit of the midterm and what's happening on your point of view. You do have a military background. You are educated. You understand. You lived on both coasts of America. You kind of understand. You work for the government. You have inside intelligence. Maybe you could cover a little bit of the midterms and what's happening, and then maybe we get you on the show again in a week or two. And when midterms are this week, right? Coming up?
Week after next.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have
this
you
coming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. But I guess primarily I wanted to call you because, like, I wanted to tell you, you know, about the astrology for, you know, investing, and that, yeah, the stock market even next month is going to be a bit of a bumpy ride. I'd say pretty much through the end of the year.
Oh, for sure.
Next year, it's sadly it's not going to go too well. By next summer, we're definitely going to see huge upheavals in the housing market.
Oh yeah.
Huge. By
Oh.
June, July of next year, people are going to be suffering losses of more than probably half the value of their houses.
Yeah.
But if you buy, like you were pointing out about the tech companies earlier, if you buy in just land, no house on it or whatever, if you just buy a piece of land, you will be better off than if you bought a house with, you know, on the land.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or lumber, or, you know, like you said, things that you can actually touch and feel. You know, a house is not, it's not, you can just live in a house, but you can only keep selling it so many times.
Yeah.
The value, it's only so much. And as you and I both know, currency, paper is just paper, you know, at the end. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you can't really do anything with just paper other than burn it. But you can't burn a diamond, and you can't burn gold or silver,
That's right.
or even copper.
Yeah.
Copper is another very good commodity.
Of course.
But you're on the right track, Mike, and I appreciate you having me
Yeah, no problem.
on
Anytime.
your show and us having this conversation. And yeah, I appreciate everything you're doing.
Yeah, thank you so much. You know what I'm going to do? Like I said, just keep your eye on the midterms of what's happening in your state, and then maybe just keep you. Well, obviously you're keeping an eye on everything, and maybe you could give us a little bit of insight what the tensions are there on the ground.
I am, and like I said, I keep up with you. It keeps me sane, and you know, I know what fake news is a mile away, and I
Mhm.
know yours is not fake news.
Yeah.
And so it's inspiring. I don't own a TV set, so you know, I have to keep up with the world somehow. You know, and so it's good to know,
And
you know, hear from a fellow Canadian,
And
you know.
what's good about this channel is like we get people from Australia, New Zealand, the UK, all English-speaking countries.
Yes, that helps. You know.
Yeah.
That helps. But no, I appreciate everything you're doing, Mike. You're doing a great job, and Godspeed and God bless to you and your family.
Thank you, Stephanie. God bless you too. You have yourself a good weekend, and we'll keep you on. We keep us in the loop, okay?
I will, Mike. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Good morning. So it's morning there in Florida, and that is Stephanie. She is a former veteran. And guys, if you guys want to start, we had a few trolls in the comment section. I banned them. I went on the channel, banned them. I'm not here to get subs. So if you guys want to start getting smart with your little smirky remarks, I'll just get Lord Humongous to ban you. I don't care. I don't care if there's 2 people watching the show tonight. I don't care. You want anybody wants to get smart and smirky? Oh yeah, of course there's free speech. Oh yeah, there is. But there's a fine line when it comes to disrespecting people. And no more Mr. Nice Mike. Oh yeah, you want to start disrespecting people? Let's do it. Oh, lots of messages coming in. Jesus! Lots of messages coming here. Good, good, good. Mysterious Blue Voice got a voice changer. Don't forget to check his channel out. He could talk now. Here we go. Hello, are you there? Hello?
Hey, I'm here.
Okay, good. I can hear you now. Okay, so you sent me that tent city. What's going on, buddy? What's on your mind? What do you want to tell us?
So there's a lot of things I want to discuss. So let's talk about the tent city first.
Mm-hmm.
There have been 3 to 5 people who have died in that place. Sorry, I'm just nervous. So there's a Tent City Facebook group page up.
Okay.
There's been heavy drug use there. There's been stuff getting stolen left, right, and center. It's pretty much turned into a criminal haven. So it's really bad. Like, I've never seen a tent city that big in Canada before.
Wow. Let me go to your thing here. Hold on a second. Let me go back to your channel here. Can you?
I used to do political videos, but I took them off because I was being targeted for doing these type of political videos. So.
Okay, but your channel seems very PG to me. It doesn't seem like it's outlandish or anything.
But before I did take down my other channel, I was the guy who exposed the BC forest fires. I found a homemade fire starter kit, and I uploaded it to many channels, Facebook, everywhere, and that drew a lot of attention towards me. So, yeah, it's the reason why I am anonymous now on YouTube.
Okay.
But Rance Derek did a video about it, so.
Interesting. So what's your main concern right now? What's the main thing on your, what's keeping you up at night? What's the main concern that's concerning you? You live up in BC, you live in the same province as I do. And my main concern in what's happening for me is the price of housing is completely way out of proportion. And
it's really bad. Like, I took my voice changer off, I don't care. But people are completely locked out of the market for housing or anything. Let's say if I was homeless tomorrow and I had thousands of dollars in my pocket, I wouldn't be able to find anything whatsoever. So it's insane. I'm 25 years old and I don't have a future here. I have a grade 12. I have education. I have other things to make me look good on paper, but there's simply a lack of jobs and housing. There's jobs and housing everywhere, and it's really hard to get. The other thing that keeps me up at night is this mass immigration or open borders. We've seen a whole bunch of things happen, like our forests being set on fire. Recently, there was a pipeline explosion. A lot of these things, there's gag orders put in place are there to sweep the stuff under the rug. I'm concerned about my own safety. places like Kamloops. I'm currently in Kamloops right now, but places like Kamloops are overran with strangers. The one thing about having a sense of community is you live in a place your whole entire life, right? You recognize and you kind of know who people are in the community, and for people to come into your community who are complete strangers and to start wreaking havoc in your community is a pretty scary thing. And the one thing about this mass immigration open borders thing is that these people are spread to every town on the map of Canada. People think it's only in certain areas. No, it's everywhere, all the way up to Whitehorse, Yellowknife, everywhere, and it's causing a housing and job shortage everywhere in the whole entire country.
Right. Right, I feel you. And I got Anon in Australia who's saying he's kept up at night. Mass immigration is keeping me up at night in Sydney, Australia. Same with my other commenter there from New Zealand is saying the same thing. And I agree, and I think a lot of people in the UK agree with that too, that watch my channel too, and people south of the border in the United States. What do you think, or what do you know of that whole Trump, the caravan that's headed to the United States of America?
I think the caravan is coming up here. Like, are you still in the call with me?
I'm right here with you, buddy.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm a very knowledgeable person. Before I get to that, I have my eyes everywhere on social media. I'm a social media bug. So I think they're trying to cross into America because they know they can get free welfare and housing and cross into Canada illegally. Their first destination is America, then they cross the border illegally, and a lot of other immigrants have gotten fake visas and done this to get into Canada, and they sit on our social assistance for years while we have this mass problem with homelessness, inequality in this country. It makes me feel very scared that this is going on because a lot of these people, they will commit murder. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube of these people getting arrested in Canada, and they screaming, "I'll kill you" or "I'll murder you," and they're extremely violent people coming into this country. I'm not making it up. We are letting some of the worst people on the planet come through our borders. Now, it would be a different story if we let Europeans or different countries come in. It has nothing to do with race or skin color. It has to do with the individuals we're letting in. It's the individuals who come into our country who choose their actions here. That's one thing I'm concerned about.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add something to that. And I've been saying this for years. It's because people that come in to Canada that actually want to lay roots in Canada, raise a family, pay taxes, support the infrastructure, and make Canada great, right? My family came here from Portugal, and I'm what you call a Portuguese, right? But the government in 2006 and 7 deported tens of thousands of Portuguese back to Portugal. Tens of thousands. They called it a mass purging of Portuguese in the province of Ontario. They don't want our people there. A lot of us own homes, pay them off in a few years, work construction jobs, send our kids to school, contribute to the infrastructure, and go to church on Sundays. But we were severely mass deported. It got so bad that they were bringing border agents into the high schools and calling down all the Portuguese kids and asking their parents to bring in paperwork. And they would hold us back in the gymnasium till 2, 3 in the morning till our parents came.
That is absolutely insane. The one thing I do like is I do like immigrants. I don't hate anyone, but it's the individuals we're letting in. Like, these people came in through the right doors, the front door, the avenues. They're nice people, and we should be letting nice people into the country, not third world people who will come here and commit crimes. So it's very scary. So I'm going to change the topic here. The recent pipeline explosion, I'm going to touch on a couple things here quickly. So the recent pipeline explosion in northern British Columbia, I think it's terror related, because if a pipeline bursts, it only leaks. It doesn't explode. And this isn't a new thing with pipelines just randomly exploding. Our pipelines have been targeted in the past. If you go on Google and you type in fires that happen at pig farms, you'll see lists and lists and lists. All it takes is a simple search. We've been having mysterious fires like this BC forest fire. I actually found physical proof of a fire starter kit. This was months ago when I was homeless for a span of a week. I'm not homeless anymore, but I was looking for a place to camp out in the middle of the bush, out in the wilderness, and found it. If you can, I believe in the law of attraction. You can connect the dots without there being any evidence there, right? And a lot of these things, you can connect them. Like the BC forest fire situation, it just came up out of nowhere. It was within 2 to 3 weeks. It was unbreathable. The air around Kelowna and stuff, like there were some spots you couldn't even get out of your vehicle or else you would pass out. And if you look at the forest fire maps, they all look man-made or around areas that you can hike into and stuff if you examine it in detail. And if you look in Google too, RCMP are admitting that there are serial arsonists and stuff, and that the BC forests are on a terror watch list. Now, the thing about the BC forest fire situation is we never had this issue until Justin Trudeau got in. We never had this issue with people trying to, maybe there's 1 or 2 whack jobs who have tried, but we never had this issue of people massively starting forest fires. The same thing with Fort McMurray. It happened on Justin Trudeau's watch, and what happened was within a day or two, the whole place was set on fire. They were all around rural roadsides and areas that you couldn't get access to. I looked at the things in detail. I look into these things. I look for any subtle piece of evidence and proof. And the one thing about the forest fires is, yes, some of them are natural, but a lot of them were man-made too. And to know that we've now I think they said in the last 20 months, it was like 1 million. I think in the last 20 months from this video, I think it's 1.2 million or more. It said 500,000 people came in 2018. So that's pretty scary to know that your communities are being turned into faceless communities where you don't have a clue who these people are. Because before I would have a sense of community, but now there's just no sense of community there. And like, I'm literally scared to leave my own house because of the type of people who are just showing up here, and they're extremely sketchy people. And I've lived all across the country, and you can see the change anywhere you go. They're discriminating against Canadians looking for a job. They only hire temp foreign workers. Let's say you can't get a burger flipping job anymore. And just this whole country is completely transformed, and it only took Mr. Trudeau 4 years to do this much damage.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing about the Toronto elections is Toronto is a majority immigrant city, right? And it's a sanctuary city. The reason why John Tory got into power was because people were like, okay, because they're Canadians are in the minority, right? People voted for John Tory to keep their sanctuary status, right? I've been to Toronto before, and this was years ago, and the best way I can describe it is it's not a white Canadian city anymore. It's like a completely different country.
A lot of people are forgetting that we are a British colony, right? So a lot of people forget that. Nobody looks through a historical lens anymore to find the founding fathers and how they took down one of our founding fathers, Johnny MacDonald's statue there in Victoria. That was horrible. No one looks through a historical lens anymore. Nobody looks at, like, a lot of those people that were there when they were taking down the statue. If it wasn't for Johnny MacDonald, those people wouldn't be standing there today. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, our country is in very serious trouble right now. Like, the roots are being ripped out. Basically, it's a global agenda. Justin Trudeau has been caught with offshore bank accounts. He's been caught red-handed, taking bribes. He's been caught funding terrorism.
oh yeah, it's all over the media. I mean, you're not making this up. It's there. This is not some crackpot throwing out stuff about the government. Everything you're saying is there. Everything you're saying.
He's been caught red-handed with taking money.
So,
and he's been shaking hands with George Soros, and
yeah,
it's real. All this stuff, all of these conspiracy, well, not conspiracy, but all of these other YouTuber channels that I follow over hundreds of channels on YouTube, and all of these channels that are patriot to Canada channels, they all tell the truth. I haven't seen one lie, and it's very scary to know. Like, the other thing I want to talk about is the split vote. Now you have all of these new parties in Canada registered. You have the Canadian Nationalist Party, you have the, I'm not sure if they're registered yet, but you have the National Citizens Alliance Party, you have the NDP, you have the Liberal, you have Maxi Bernie forming his own party, you have the Conservative Party. What's going to happen is Liberal voters are always going to stay loyal to Liberals. You're going to have, let's say, instead of Conservatives having, let's say, I don't know how many seats are, but say 170 seats, that will be split in half. So one Conservative Party 80, one Conservative Party 80. The Liberals will sneak up the middle. Same with all these other parties. And that frankly worries me. That keeps me up at night. And a lot of these YouTubers who talk about, oh, vote for Maxime Bernier, they don't realize that the Liberals could sneak up the middle. So some people will vote for Andrew Scheer, some will vote for Mac, and the vote gets split completely, and all these new other parties, and it's what the Liberals want. They're trying to divide this country, and the more parties that register or split, like what's happening in the Conservatives, the more chance they have of winning. And the Liberals are trying to divide this country to do that, and you can already see it. Anyway, go ahead. I'll let you talk for a bit. I have a lot. I'm very knowledgeable on all this stuff, so I'm an open book. Go ahead.
We're gonna keep you on the show for a guest to come on regularly, once in a while, whenever you're available and you see us live. You go ahead and message us if you want to come on, if you have any knowledge of the specific topic. I would love to have you on the show. As I'll call you my. We'll call you a view from space, mysterious blue space, floating around, circling the world, watching everything.
Yeah, and I'm going to say a few more things too, and I'm going to let you call someone else because I've been taking up some time. So the best way to get news feeds is on Facebook. Even though Facebook is shadow banning or censoring, the best thing to do is just make up a quick fake Facebook account, join all these groups. That's how you get the feeds. And if you want to know something, a simple Google search will reveal anything. And also, too, with my new YouTube channel, I had one before. The reason why I'm doing it anonymously is because I've had people try doxing me and finding out who I was because of some of the political views I had and stuff. So I really appreciate you taking the call, but there's a lot of things going on that in Canada, and it's very scary. This country is going to get flipped over soon if we don't do something about it.
And I'm going to be really frank with you, brother. I got my eye on the door right now. I'm looking at the door right now. And I'm from the Azores. I don't know if you know where the Azores are. They're a bunch of islands off the coast of Portugal, like 500 miles off the coast. And I was born in one of those islands. And guess what? Nobody cares about that place. I'll just go back there and raise my kids.
I mean, we'll see what happens. Because I'm born Canadian, I don't have the option to flee Canada like how other people can just walk right on in here. And I'm kind of scared for the future of Canada, and it's now to a point it's a very real threat. Oh, one major thing I want to bring up before I do, I keep saying that before I do end this, Justin Trudeau is trying to tax the internet now. So if you have more than 15 gigabytes of download, you get charged $14 for that. So basically, I'm a gamer, right? Like a game download is way more like, I use close to a terabyte, like 15 gigs of data a month is nothing. And the reason why he's trying to do that is he's trying to censor freedom of speech online and stuff. Oh, the one thing I found out about Facebook is, even though I just talked about it, is it's all routed through Canada. So if you look at the bottom of your browser, it'll say static.cnd or whatever, Canada Facebook. So yeah, just be aware of that. Like,
okay,
make sure you're accessing it anonymously. But there are quite a few news feeds up there that are really useful for information. So
good. Okay, well, it was an absolute pleasure having your knowledge on the show. A view from space. It is our man here. Hopefully, you become a regular on the show. And
I've been following you for years on. I've been on YouTube for years, so I've been subscribed to all you guys on YouTube for a very long time. So
okay, well, thank you so much. I appreciate the support, and good luck. And we'll keep in touch. Okay.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you. Bye. So, guys, that is the mysterious blue space entity circling the globe, watching everything. Yeah. So, the NLC has a good question. Where is the breaking point for all this stuff that's happening? When are people just going to say enough is enough? The issues with housing, crime, no wage increases, immigrations, etc. So that's a really good question. When is enough going to be enough? That is the main question that people are asking. But, like I said, I got my eye on the door. Door's right there. I'm watching it right now. Yep. Education went downhill. Healthcare is going downhill. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love Canada. I love Canada so much. I love Canada so much that I'm willing, to put myself out there. I love Canada so much that I'm willing to, let you guys know how I feel, how others feel. Maybe our points of views aren't 100% spot on. Heck, maybe we're not right about a lot of the stuff we're talking about. But I love Canada very much. And what's happening to our country, we need someone to come into power, to come in and say, hey, I love my country before money. I love my country before anything. We need someone to come in and say, money means nothing to me, because when I die, I ain't taking money with me. I think that's very important that people understand that. And once we have someone that can step forward, or a party or a political party that can step forward and say, hey, you know what? I don't care about money. I care about my country more. With the combination of things. And a lot of people ask, like, when is enough here? Let me bring something up for you guys. Let's see if this is up. I want to see if this clip is up. I want to see... right here. The speech here I want to play for you guys. And this makes a lot of sense. Okay, guys?
I would love to
All right, let me just keep a bit of my mic on here, so I don't flag the audio. So pay attention to this. And when will people fight back? This is it right here.
Look, I would love to expand my operations into your countries. But quite frankly, your business methods are too violent. Let me tell you a true story. 500 years ago, the Portuguese and the Spanish came here, each trying to get the country from their natives. The Spaniards arrived, guns blazing, determined to prove us boss.
So the Spanish came in with guns blazing, determined who was boss.
The natives killed every single Spaniard.
The natives killed every Spanish.
Personally, I prefer the methods of the Portuguese. They came bearing gifts, mirrors, scissors, trinkets. Things that the natives couldn't get on their own. But to continue receiving them, they had to work for the Portuguese. And that's why all Brazilians speak Portuguese today. Now, if you dominate the people with violence, they will eventually fight back.
And that's what's happening.
Because they have nothing to lose.
When people have nothing to lose, that's when people start to fight back.
And that's the key. I go into the favelas and give them something to lose. Electricity, running water, schoolrooms for their kids. And for that taste of a better life, I own them. Gentlemen.
So this is it. When you got nothing, he goes back to here and says, when you got nothing to lose, that's when you fight back, when you dominate people with violence. And this is what's happening in a lot of Western countries right now. Yeah, sound should be here. You know, so this is it. They dominate. You dominate people with violence, they start fighting back. And you give people stuff in his speech here that they're afraid to lose. And the thing is, it's getting to a point where people have nothing. And it's getting really hard. Guys, it's getting really hard. Portuguese did everything different. The reason why Portuguese were shunned out of history, even though they were in every country 500 years, or they were in Asia 300 years longer, they colonized, longest standing empire. The reason why they were cut out of history and why you never hear about Portuguese, even though lots of people, like it's like the 4th or 5th biggest language in the world. Do you know why? It's because the Portuguese refused to trade heroin through their trading routes. And the East Indian Trading Company called the Portuguese savages and pirates, because the Portuguese had it right. They had all the proper trading routes through India. That's why a lot of these countries, that's why the most organized language in Africa is Portuguese. Angola, Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, Cabo Verde, and Timor-Leste. São Tomé and Príncipe, Cabo Verde, Guinea-Bissau, Angola, Mozambique. That's why they're, when you go to these countries, it's like, holy crap, they're talking like we're in Portugal. There's a reason why. But you know what? They were shunned from history because they refused to sell opium through the East Indian Trading Company. And the English king, Blackbeard, one of the pirates, basically financed him to go attack one of the Portuguese ships that was in port. I think in Macau. Macau or somewhere in India. And Blackbeard was financed by the King of England to start taking down the Portuguese. Guys, I really recommend that you watch a movie for me. I've been recommending movies for everybody, and they've been coming back to me and saying that the movie is really good. Yeah, someone's saying USA and Australia sold out East Timor to Indonesia. Guys, I made a documentary about that in my Portuguese channel. It was submitted to the Asian Film Awards, and then my other Portuguese channel, I did what happened in Africa, how they were, you know, I was supposed to be born in Mozambique or Angola. It was booming. When I say booming, New York, booming. We lost it all. We were decentralized. You know why? Because our dictator, Salazar, refused to deal with the world banks. The Portuguese refused to join the world banking system. And they were deplatformed for that. So guys, I brought this movie up again. I'll bring it up again. Please watch this movie. It's called Silence. I don't want to put the ending scene up. I really, really, really recommend you. It's about the Portuguese presence in Japan. I've recommended this movie many times for you guys to watch, and it's a really big eye-opener. A lot of these people, a lot of their diaries are still in existence today in Portugal. A lot of the priests, missionaries that were in Japan. This is really good. And watching this movie, watching this movie gave me a bit of comfort in knowing certain things. And I really recommend that you guys watch the movie Silence from 2016. It is right now. It's back on Netflix. And it's about the Portuguese that conquered, well, not conquered, but in Japan. And then E-Bank-U is saying, yeah, it was a great movie. And he lives in Japan. And there's a reason why this stuff happened. It did. And we learned, this is what we learned. In Portuguese school, we learned this kind of stuff. This kind of history. Right? The English have their own Anglo-American Empire, English, British, Anglo, and I'm the Portuguese side. I saw the Portuguese side of it. I saw our conquests, our connection to the world, us bringing stuff and doing things and actually having proper trading ports. It made the English, the Dutch, the French very envious of us. We were hated through history. We were always considered pirates, but we did it right. We refused to sell drugs through the East Indian Trading Company, and we refused to do a lot of things, you know? So, I really recommend you watch this movie, Silence, 2016. Please watch it. Please. I'll rewatch it too, don't worry. Let's see if we could get, what's his name? Where's Evan, man? Our truth analyst. I'm falling asleep here. Evan, where are you, man? Oh, he wants me to go. I don't have, I'm not really connected to Instagram, buddy, on my PC here. It's on my phone on an app. I really don't go to Instagram a lot. Demise Music, if you can. I mean, if you can, if you're in an area where you can upload the footage you did today or yesterday, I'll go to your, oh, here it is. He just gave me a link to it. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's see the video. Okay, here it is here. So, guys, this is Demise Evolution, guys. Don't forget to follow him. He's a very important person on social media. I think this is his video. Here it is. Yeah. So, this is California is becoming a hellhole. So, this is from Boots on the Ground from the Mike Martin's channel. Demise, oh, you deleted the video? No, you didn't. So let's see if we can lower the volume of this, because there is a few, I think there's a few F-bombs in here. Elizabeth's asking, what's the name of the movie? It's called Silence. Just Silence. 2016 movie by Martin Scorsese. Really good movie. It took him like 10 years to... Oh, this is repeat. Evan finishes at 2 p.m. No problem. Okay, so let's do this. Demise Evolution. Can you call me on Skype? I'm gonna get him to see if he can call me on Skype to give us a little bit of insight here. Yeah, trash and homeless stuff everywhere.
Kid groups. As Californians, we pay some of the highest taxes in the nation, yet our streets still look like this, man. It's fucking crazy. Look at this. I mean, it's a freaking shit show if you ask me, man. There's stuff all over the place. There's a whole bunch of tweaker encampments, a lot of crazy stuff on the streets going on out here. And it's so expensive to live, especially in the city I live in, San Jose, California. And we gotta deal with that shit. It is what it is, peeps.
So that's that, guys. It's pretty hectic down there in San Jose, California. And I don't even think, guys, follow him on Instagram right here, Demise Evolution. And I think I even have his YouTube channel up. I think I had it up here somewhere. I had his YouTube channel up, and you guys could follow him. There he is, Demise Evolution and Entertainment, based out of San Jose, California. Don't forget to check him out. And we're approaching the 2.5 hour of the show. And we'll get him on the show during the midterms, if he can come on the midterm elections in 2 Tuesdays from now, sorry. If he can come on during the midterm elections there in California to give us an insight on what is happening on the ground. Yeah, we should get... You see, I've had people in Venezuela that I wanted to put on the show. But the problem is they don't speak any English. I could speak Spanish to them. It's not a problem. It's just I have to translate what I'm going to tell them, and then I have to translate what they're saying back, and then I have to translate back what I'm going to tell them again. That's the problem. I speak perfect Spanish. The problem is I could do it. I can. So what I'll do is I have 2 friends in Venezuela right now on the ground. One in Caracas and one just south lives close to the Portuguese quarters there. There's an area of Portuguese immigrants that moved to Venezuela from Portugal to start a huge sugar plantation, and they're still there. So I want to get them on the show, but the problem is, okay, no problem. I'll have them on the show live, and then when they talk to me in Spanish, I'll tell you what they said, and then I'll reply to them. No. I'll tell you what I'm going to tell them, and then I tell them in Spanish what we need to know. And then if anyone in the comment section want to ask something specific, I could just tell them what they're saying in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's getting pretty bad. I don't know if you guys saw Paul Joseph Watson. Paul Joseph Watson did a video on this, and Mark Price did a video here too. Right here, this is I think Paul Joseph Watson did a video, guys. If you haven't seen it, he's a very famous YouTuber. I think he's got 1.4 million subscribers. Check him out. He's got some really good stuff going on and on his channel, and you know, I think don't know where things are headed right now, to be very honest with you. I don't know why they're headed the way they are. And it's phenomenal. Let's put some audio on this.
53 blocks of downtown San Francisco. We spent 3 days walking up and down every street, inspecting more than 20 miles of the city. We found trash on every block, 303 piles of feces, and 100 needles.
There's a website where residents can log complaints with the city. You can go on it at any time and find thousands and thousands of reports about feces. New ones are filed roughly every 20 minutes. In one case, a quote, big bang
Yes, I'm muted. Thanks, guys. No audio. Yeah, sometimes I forget to turn on the audio once in a while. So that's Paul Joseph Watson. I left the link in there for you guys to check out. And they're always saying the same thing. It's like, oh, you know, it's this and that, and Compton is a rough city. Compton and South Central LA and this. Man, everywhere in California is doing this. Everywhere in California is suffering, you know? And it's just... Whoa. He's doing some moves. You see, back in the 80s, in the early 80s, somebody would smack him up the side of the head and say, what the hell's wrong with you? Nowadays, you can't do that because you're a racist if you do that. If you call someone out on a public nuisance nowadays, you are a racist. So, Demise Music and Entertainment saying in the comment section that this crap started about 2 years ago and it's getting worse. So, let's get, see if I can get Evan on the phone here. He's probably waiting for a train somewhere in Hong Kong. I hope he jumps on the midnight train to Lisbon. Oh, there's another one, too. There's another movie I want to recommend for you guys. Night Train to Lisbon. There's the movie right there. Wow, is that the full movie? Holy crap, guys, this is the full movie. Guys, I'm going to leave this in the comments section here for you guys. This is the full movie and it's free. If you're bored, the movie doesn't take off right away. It's a kind of interesting... It's not your typical James Bond explosions and stuff, but the movie is just phenomenal. It's a kind of a silent movie at the beginning. You're following what this guy's up to and what he's doing and where he's going. And he ends up hopping a train to Portugal from somewhere in I don't know where, France or something, or Belgium or something. And he makes his way down to Portugal to give a lady her coat back. So some lady left a coat somewhere where he was in Europe. So he tracks her down to Portugal to give her back her jacket. So it's the complete movie, guys. I'm gonna add this to my watch. Oh yeah, this is a really good movie, guys. Night Train to Lisbon, mystery, full movie. It is a mystery, and I am definitely going to save this to my watch later list here for sure. I will be watching this movie later, and it's the full movie, guys. an hour and 46 minutes. And it's a little bit slow at the beginning, guys, but don't freak out. And the movie's just phenomenal. The story, the critiquing, it's one of those movies you need patience, but it's so worth it at the end, you know? And Midnight Train to Lisbon, I left the link in the comment section. Someone saying it's a fee, but it asks for $2.99. There's no fee. I don't have a fee. There's no fee on it. I don't see it. Do you see a fee on this? I'm not seeing anything here. No, it's from a private YouTuber. It's from a private channel. This is not a channel of like a paid channel. Yeah, it should go to the movie. This is a regular 300 subs channel, 300 subs, nothing fancy. And it's a very good movie, guys. So this English guy ends up having to go to Portugal. It's phenomenal, the story behind it, and then it goes back to like World War II stuff and what happened and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty deep. It's pretty deep. So I'm going to see if I can get Anna on the show. It says, but at the top right, it has it listed for purchase. Guys, that's weird because there's no... There's all these people here. Lovely masterpiece. I'm watching the movie and I'm enjoying, and I'm going to investigate what's happening in Portugal all those years, and blah, blah, blah. Huh. It's kind of weird because it's just a normal channel. Yeah, the lady's going to jump off the bridge. Then he stops her. Yeah, this is really good, guys. You guys got to watch this movie. You got to watch this movie. Yeah, you got to watch this. And I like it how he just drops everything. I love how he drops everything and just does what he has to do. And that's how, you know, if I was younger, you know, yeah, I did it when I was young. I'm in a place in Toronto working, blah, 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 and then I just start realizing I don't want to be here. I'm not liking what's happening. And you know what? I just walk away. Pack my car, go away for 2 years. You know? So watch this movie, guys. Night Train to Lisbon. It's called Night Train to Lisbon, full movie. I'll leave a link below again. I'm not sure why. Let me refresh it. Why it's saying $2.99 when there's no... There is just no... It's a 300 sub channel. So I'll give you a Latin teacher, Raymond Gregorius, Jeremy Irons, finds a day in Bern, a day in Bern on the bridge of Kitcherfield, a Portuguese woman who was about to throw herself into the water of Arar. Without thinking, he intervenes to save her. He takes her with him, but the girl disappears without any trace, other than a raincoat and a book by a Portuguese author. Raymond takes the train to Lisbon with the purpose of knowing the mysterious writer whose book raises the questions that for years tormented him. It's really good. It's really good. So there's an IMDb on it here. I don't know why it's not loading. So the IMDb, there it is. Oh, this is the other movie that was made by the same actor. The Borgias. 15th century Pope Alexander tries to control all power of Italy with the help of his several sons. Yeah, it's another good movie. We should do a Mike in the Night movie request thing where we should get together and actually make a list of movies that people should watch. Like really good stuff, like really good movies. I got a whole really good list of movies that really open your eyes and make you want to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And there's Silence. That's the movie Silence there. Oh, They Live. Yeah, They Live is with Roddy Piper. That was such a good movie, They Live. Watch The Silence if you haven't seen that too, guys. All right, let me see if I can get in touch with Evan. If not, I will be cutting it short. It's been almost 3 hours. I've been live, and I'm getting tired. Where are you, Evanola? Where's my man, Evan? I need to get my truth analyst. Hey, he's on right now. Yeah, no, I'm not going to call direct. I'm calling through Skype. I'm not paying $9 a minute to call Hong Kong.
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable. Please leave a message.
I like how the lady in the thing even sounds British. recording. That looks awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll get Skype back up and running, says Demise, Music and Entertainment. Yeah, I hope Demise gets his Skype up and running. Oh, he found a torrent for it. Okay, guys, Anon has a torrent for something there. Let me see what it is. Oh, for the movie Silence. Yeah, there's a torrent there if you want to torrent Silence if you don't have Netflix. Anon left a link for it. And Anon, if you could leave a link for also Night Train to Lisbon. I would like to know if you could do that for us. This is an awesome movie. This is an awesome movie. I think everyone should see it. Oh, yeah. So Peter Otizinger is leaving. Good night, buddy. Other people are leaving the channel. It's getting very late. So let's see if we can get Evan on. He's on. He's on. His Skype is on. His Skype is turned on, people. He's probably waiting for a train somewhere in Hong Kong and just standing there, and he can't hear the phone ringing. Oops, I almost called Anon by accident. Sorry, Anon, that was me. It was by accident. All right, let me call free on Skype.
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable.
Well,
Please leave a message.
He's unavailable, so we'll get him on Sunday or Monday. Sunday, maybe Monday or Tuesday, my time. And we could go ahead and... oh my god! Is this the Night Train? They have another Night Train version. Oh wow, is it the same thing? How many times has this movie been remade? No, this is something else. I think it's something else. Yeah, that's another movie. Anyways, guys, I can't get in touch with our truth analyst tonight. And, a lot of sitting use being big tragedy. Let's go to sitting news. City TV, breaking news. All right, let's see. Okay, Evan's messaging me.
Mr. Mike.
Evan, our truth analyst. Are you okay?
You found me. Oh, yes. All good. Everything's wonderful. How's that time zone treating you, Mike?
The time zone's treating me very well. I do know that it's 2:17 in Hong Kong right now, which is good, and it's Sunday.
Oh, yes. Sunday, fun day. The busiest day of the week, Mike.
Okay. Do you have time to go over like 4 or 5 articles real quick and get your plug on everything?
Sure.
Okay.
I've got Apple right now, Mike.
Okay, first one. Trump and the new Cold War. What do you see about it? All these tariffs, and I see it as an economic war. What is really happening?
Are we talking China, not Russia this time?
No.
They were paranoid about Russia for a while, weren't they? And all of a sudden, Russia wasn't a problem. It's as if by magic, Russia just disappeared.
Yeah, it's like it never existed.
Yeah, it's interesting how the media can bring things to the forefront. But at the moment with China, it's a good impetus for the election cycle, isn't it? They're really pushing the public to vote, getting the public all fussed about politics. It's as if it's a gigantic mind game, Mike. But with the Chinese yuan going down, they'll be able to compete in emerging markets a bit better, won't they?
Yes.
Might get that one belt, one road policy through where they couldn't before, all of a sudden. Because at the moment they can take a freight train with tanks on it all the way to Spain. And that was last year, direct from China. So, I mean, they've already got most of it implemented anyway.
But you know what? At least it's not going to Portugal. That's all I care about.
Well, it's only a stone's throw away, Mike. Through the Algarve and you're there.
Well, no. Remember, a lot of these people don't even know the country exists. They think it's a province of Spain.
Right.
Yeah.
You're some sort of space alien, Mike.
Yeah. Okay, let's get on to the next one here. Weigh on this one. The big hack, how China used tiny chip to infiltrate U.S. companies. Is this real or fake?
To be honest, Mike, I mean, since 1990, since mobile phones were invented, the American patent on being able to tap into your phone's been there from the get-go. So if the Chinese had a chip in some things they manufactured, it wouldn't surprise me. Australia is a good example. They exclusively make all the modems for Australia now, almost. So it would not surprise me if they have a filter in there. However, the entire internet system's based off the old Echelon 4 network, which was a MILNet network for the military in America, and all data goes through there and is filtered and tracked anyway. So you're getting double tracked, Mike.
So what is the need for them to know what kind of porn we watch and what kind of sites we're surfing and what we're buying on Amazon? What does it matter?
I don't know why porn was your first choice, Mike, when you listed them off. But why does it matter? Well, they can use it against you later. Blackmail, fantastic. You know, you're going for a job and they say, hold on a minute, if you want this job, you want to toe the line, you have to obey us, or we'll take this incriminating information and use it against you. Now, let's say they enact a law later that bans or outright bans porn, then what are you going to have? You're going to have all this incriminating evidence that can be used against you at any given moment. And if they can't do it, they'll implicate you and fabricate it anyway.
Wow, that's almost like gulag type of speaking.
Yeah, that's the world we're living in, Mike. Technologically advanced, spiritually dumb.
That's correct. Next question. I want to throw one quick one in there before I go to the next article. The government of Canada is going to throw another curveball at us, and he's actually going to start taxing people who use more than 15 gigabytes of data per month.
Well, okay. I'll tell you a funny story, Mike, here, really. This is relative to what you're saying in regards to internet. So in Australia, we've got I'm not in Australia, but I know the Australian telecommunications network back to front and inside out. And they were rolling out the National Broadband Network, which was essentially a glass cannon. I don't know if you know what a glass cannon is, but you only get to fire it once and then you can't use it anymore. Right. That's a glass cannon. It's a very bad idea to have glass cannons. But anyway, they've pulled up all the copper, they're putting down fiber optics, and everything's run on a single server, and all calls are VoIP. Everything is voice over IP now. If that server ever goes down, the whole country, grinds to a halt.
Wait. Hold on. Did that happen in South Park? When the internet...
It did, with that giant modem, and they turned it on and off. Yeah, that was a good episode.
Yeah, okay, continue.
Yeah, but anyway, so that's part of the problem. Also, data is very, very expensive. They don't like unlimited data in Australia anymore, because if you can get people to pay for packets of data, let's say 100 gigabytes for $100 a month, and they go over their limit, well, then they can pay for a top-up. And the best post-paid data package was 1 gigabyte for $10 Australian, and once it runs out, your phone is essentially inoperable. It cannot call, it cannot text. You will be desperate. and in a pinch when you need that data, and they will ask you to pay handsomely for it. So Canada's doing a lot better in that regard than Australia. But if you're getting taxed for your usage, that's not particularly fair. When Windows Update will randomly, unless you manually turn it off constantly, auto-update about 44 gigabytes at a time. So I think they're setting it up to make a lot of money without having to try very hard.
That's, yeah, okay, that's very good, very, very good. Let's move on here. This one here, what do you think of the, well, let me go back to the top of the article here real quick. 13 pipe bombs, what do you know?
I know that the postal system is not that efficient, so how did they get there all at the same time, Mike? That would be my question.
That's so good, because the postal system is not efficient. But the one of our callers, one of our war veterans called in from the United States.
Oh, the pipe bomb was a joke too, yeah, I know. That's another aspect of it.
She called in and she said, how come there's none of those cancellations on the stamps?
Yep, that's another thing. Consignment notices and all that. It's all too perfect in its timing too, you know, the usual story of playing the victim. But people think, oh, the Democrats are lying to play the victim card. But actually what they're doing, in addition to that, is they are taking your perception and having it square on the TV, waiting for them to tell you what happened next in the story. By constantly poking you with drama all the time, you are constantly fixated on what they are going to tell you, and you never end up thinking for yourself.
Oh, okay, it's a good one. Let me move on here. Let me move on. That's a really good synopsis. So there are all these.
I'm good at that, Mike. You know.
All these people. Well, that's why you're our truth. Okay, did you watch Silence, the movie I told you to watch?
I've watched a part of it, Mike, but, you know, with children, they're stepping on your head and pulling out cables and all sorts of things. You got 3 of them, Mike, that's 3 times the amount of hair you got to tear out. And coincidentally, you haven't got much left, Mike.
Okay. Let's. So when you get a chance, watch this movie Silence. Okay, I want to get your feedback on this. City of surveillance. Google-backed smart city sounds like a dystopian nightmare. So the city of Toronto wants to create... Here's a screenshot of promotional video shows the sidewalk lamps planned for a smart city. Why do they want to know what we're throwing in the garbage? And why is it so important to know what kind of ice cream we're eating? Why is it that they need to know everything and everyone we're with and talking to? What's the point?
Well, okay, I've got a better, well, it's a good documentary, I wouldn't say better, but there's a documentary, it's Dutch, a Dutch documentary, and it's called Panopticon. And I imagine you know what a panopticon is, because in Portuguese it would be a very similar word. In a prison, the best prisons have a ring system, and in the center you've got one tower that they can't see into, and it's called the panopticon. So it always looks like they're being watched, so guess what they behave like? They behave like whatever will get them in the least amount of trouble. So if you're constantly thinking you're being watched, not only are you constantly stressed and pressured and will do whatever they say, you know, what else can they get out of you? They can still implicate you if the cameras are working at all. A lot of cameras in department stores are dummy cameras, you know. The only cameras they care about are the ones at the cash register. They don't want employees, you know, skimming the till. They don't really care about the stock going missing most of the time.
Mm-hmm. But
so it depends how you look at it. But then in China, for example, you've got the profiling in some of the tier 1 cities there, like Shenzhen or Beijing to an extent, Shanghai especially, and you get that social credit score. Imagine if they combine those two things, Mike, there will be no buying, there will be no selling, and then we're just one step away from revelation.
So that's that social thing we brought up in the show a few weeks ago. So it's like a Facebook thing, but if you know good people, your score goes up, and if you do good things, your score goes up. But if you do bad things or you're connected to the wrong people, then you are not, you know, a welcome or a good member of society, so to say.
But here's a question, Mike. Now, if they change the rules, who determines what makes your score go up and down? Definitely not you. You could be totally right, and they'd tell you you're wrong. Your score went down anyway. So once it becomes a a subjective authoritarian dictatorship, you haven't got a leg to stand on. You're at their total whim, and they want total control. They want everyone afraid and compliant. We've got to remember, Mike, the spirit of fear is not the spirit of God, is it?
No, definitely not. Evan, I wanted to tell you something. I think you missed this. It was earlier in the show. And we were talking about, I was talking about this sudden calm I felt over me. And in my city, we had a blackout. I don't know if you remember that. I messaged you and I couldn't get your messages because there was a blackout in my city, and for like pretty much
run to your shop. Yeah.
That's right. Now, that night during the blackout, I felt this I felt this ultimate calm over me. No Wi-Fi networks, no fridges running, no electronics, no nothing. It was just this ultimate calm.
Yes, that's right. Now, why do you think that is? Well, I mean, think about it. If all the Wi-Fi's off, then you're not being bathed in microwaves. Suddenly it feels cooler too. That's an interesting thing. If you look at, as I mentioned a couple of interviews ago, a couple of times ago I was on, in old videos you watch people in countries like this, for example Hong Kong, they always show the historical reel of what was going on. Everyone's wearing a blazer and a suit and a vest, and the temperatures were the same. So how come they could wear that without sweating? And now if I wear a t-shirt, I'm soaked in the summertime. What's the difference?
It's the radiation waves.
It is. Microwaves agitate two types of things, water and fat. And funnily enough, we are made of those two things predominantly. So it would not surprise me that that kind of stress, once it's off, would be an immediate relief. And you must have felt great, Mike. Big smile, I'm sure.
George Orwell's 1984 book. It was
Animal Farm's a good one too.
Animal Farm's amazing with Snowball and Napoleon. But anyways, is Big Brother really watching us? And if so, what the hell do they want from us?
Well, okay, Mike, if you look at the world at large, you can see that you've got this one particular agenda. It all seems to be going the same direction. It all seems to be kind of tying into biblical prophecy quite accurately. It's getting closer and closer day by day. Now, they all seem to have the problem of needing to totally control you, and they don't let up for even 1 second. The reason why, of course, is if they ever did, you would realize you don't need them. And if you realize you don't need them, then what power do they have?
That's right.
That would be my question. You know? People think they have no choice. It's a very common phrase in Southeast Asia. I have no choice. What can I do? And, you know, they can't do anything in their mind. As long as that's the case, they can't do anything. Makes sense to me. If you believe it, then they've got you.
Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Rapid fire, Mike.
Okay, so I got this article up here, and this I threw up on my Facebook because I couldn't believe this. So there's a company that's being like kind of put through the ringer because they put an article or some fall ad out, and it's the Mountain Equipment Co-op CEO is what happened was there's a picture of them. Like this new fall stuff and gear to buy, but it's all white people. And the article says, "Do white people dominate the outdoors? Vancouver-based MEC apologizes for using only white models in his advertising."
Well, it's not as bad as the Miss Japan pageant last year or Miss Sweden. Not that bad. She wasn't even Japanese. She was from America, and she was, you know, like an ace of spades, to put it in a colour palette people might understand, and she won. And all the Japanese were in an uproar about the joke that is the beauty contests. So it doesn't surprise me that they're, you know, getting penalised for not filling their diversity quota. Anyone who doesn't toe the line will lose their social currency, Mike.
But Evan, I think in my heart of hearts that this person didn't do it on purpose. He just found the right people for the shot, took the picture, and I don't think he went out there and said, "Yeah, white people dominate the outdoors." I just...
I bet he took a photo of reality, and the people who run the fake reality didn't like that, because they are totally averse to the truth. So if the truth of the matter is there were white people out on that day, that's unacceptable.
Yeah. Let's move on.
They want to control your mind, Mike.
Okay, so Tucker Carlson over on Fox News tried to get a professional in to talk about the migrant crisis coming in, or the migrant, what do you call that? The immigration train that's coming, or
the caravan.
The caravan, yeah. Caravan means camper in your neck of the woods. What is happening? What is happening with this? Can you peel it apart for us?
Well, okay, so they have, I think it's Haitians, isn't it? Hondurans and Haitians. They're coming in a column, like a foreign invasion, and obviously all the photos of them are them walking and trudging through the wilderness, but then immediately when the cameras are off, they're driven around in buses. You know, nothing new there, but they're coming up through Mexico, and it's essentially a foreign invasion. If Tucker Carlson mentions anything contrary to the current social narrative of, oh, they're poor, it's sad, therefore we must give them everything.
No, he's against it. He's against it.
I know he is, but I'm saying if he goes against that narrative, what's going to happen? He's going to get stomped on and rubbished for months to come. But the thing is, it's interesting, on Tuesday, I believe there's a hurricane coming to meet that caravan, so I'll be very curious to see how they spin that.
Could it be a wrath of God?
It could be, but then again, they can manipulate the weather, and they have done so many a time. I mean, they've got a treaty. All of the United Nations has a treaty on weather weapons. Now, why would you need a treaty on weather weapons if you didn't have weather weapons?
Yeah, it's like trying to sell land on the moon.
Well, I mean, they've got the Antarctic Treaty as well, which is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So no one can go to Antarctica unless you're sanctioned. But it's 200, almost 200 countries unanimously spending their money to create a transnational Antarctic Defence Force that will sink your boat if you get near. And all the countries that hate each other are all working together down there. So it's as if the whole world were a puppet show. Putt and Judy.
So, let's move on. Mexico torn between stopping and aiding migrant caravan. Apparently there was something that was put up with Donald Trump saying he's putting pressure on the Mexican government now, and the government's torn to do what, you know.
Well, they have that don't call it NAFTA agreement, so I'm not sure what the military constraints on that are, but if it's an open border policy that happened to be put through right before, then I don't think the military have to do anything, do they?
Well, I guess you're right on that. Let's move on to City News. Pittsburgh synagogue shooter facing hate crime charges and 11 deaths. My heart breaks to the families. Prayers to the families. It hurts. It hurts. You know, people at place of worship, and just this crap happens. What do you think, Evan? What's going on?
With shootings in general. Now, you've got to be very careful with shootings because, for example, you could mention Sandy Hook like Alex Jones did, which was obviously a hoax, obviously a fraud, and he got destroyed for that. He's been eliminated from existence, more or less, except for his app that they're trying to get rid of right now.
Mm-hmm.
So some shootings are very much real. There was a double murder-suicide in Margaret River in Western Australia, and only one newspaper, touched it, and it was a local one, and none of it should have been a national tragedy. And funnily enough, the media don't touch real tragedies, so I'd have to look into this one further. But if it is legitimate, condolences.
Big time.
However, when the media gets a hold of such things, it's usually a good sign that they're telling a lie, because the media can never ever tell the truth. So you've got to be careful about those sort of things, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Always examine them thoroughly. Like that Las Vegas shooting. How was he in two places at once? That's my question. At least two. shooting from the wrong floor at the wrong time on the wrong side, and all those dramatic photos. Oh, that London tube bombing with the bucket bomb at Parsons Green. Do you remember that one?
That was
There's a woman
what year was that? Just refresh us on the year again.
Last year.
Okay, yes, yes, in London.
Yeah. Here's the thing, they must really make good buckets, because that bucket was pristine, had no damage whatsoever, but it apparently annihilated this train that still happened to be there. And what was the other one? There was it the Amsterdam? There's so many fake bombings, you know, or the London Bridge, where the fellow took footage of the police changing into their costumes for the operation, and he's in jail and no one's seen him ever since. But he got that video out. Got in a lot of trouble, I'm sure.
Wow.
There's a lot of stuff out there, Mike, and they usually leave a few calling cards, like magic numbers, you know, 22s and 11s and 33s, coincidental numbers. Should always check the timestamps of things like 9/11. When did that happen? Check the timestamp. It's all there. They don't lie. They tell you everything, but they lie constantly. If that makes sense.
Okay, Evan. One last very important question I need to ask you.
Oh, good.
Where is this all heading, Evan? Tell us. Give us some light. What's the point of all this, and where is it heading?
Well, they want a one-world system. They've always wanted that. Go back to even contemporary times. George Bush wanted it. Woodrow Wilson. You can go even further back.
Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson was an absolute sellout. He signed up with the Federal Reserve Bank, and he started taxing people on their wages, right?
That's right. Well, here's the interesting thing with those international banks. You've got the BIS, Bank of International Settlement. You've got international independent foreign banks controlling every country. And, for example, Australia, they have the Reserve Bank of Australia. It's not Australian. And when you're dealing with a bank like that, they're lending you the money for your country, even though you can print it yourself. And you have to pay it back with interest, which is physically impossible. If I give you $1 million to run your country, Mike, and I say, give me back $1,000,001, it can never be done. So you're in a perpetual debt cycle. And funnily enough, that debt clock needed a new digit 2 years ago. The one in Times Square. Tick, 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 it went. And tick, 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 it goes.
And where do you? So, what are you forecasting for? I don't know. What are you feeling? I mean, Evan, what are you really feeling?
I'm feeling abundantly positive. I'm feeling really good, Mike. I don't know why. I guess when you've got the truth, this sort of stuff doesn't worry you. You don't start getting afraid. Because what's that going to help you? When you get afraid, it's like sitting in a rocking chair and rocking furiously. And then by the end of it, you get out of the rocking chair. You look back and you say, I moved nowhere, but I did a lot of movement. I got nowhere, I did nothing, but I expended all my energy. And then you're no longer a threat to them if you're wasting your time fretting about these people and their machinations. But the direction it's going is nothing good. They're going to have a cashless society eventually. That's what the Bitcoin is propagating. They made that a frenzy, a get-rich-quick scheme. Now, Bitcoin's a good idea, but once it's state-controlled and the only currency you've got, and cash is made obsolete like they're trying everywhere, like, where is it? Norway? Is it Norway or Denmark? Might even be Sweden. One of those Scandinavian countries. All those people with chips in their arm.
Yeah.
You know, credit card, all their vitals, everything on there. And once you've put a chip in your arm, you're subject to external signals, aren't you?
Yep.
You can have them transfer the signal into you that affects your body adversely, gives you a sense of fear, gives you a sense of panic, just kills you. They've got a lot of options, and they're very much prepared to use them if you do not submit to them. And once you've submitted, you're of no value to them anyway. So the best thing I could say is resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
That's right.
If that makes sense, Mike. That would be my forecast. It's going to get worse, but never have fear. If you have fear, you've lost.
Okay.
You've got to have faith, Mike.
Oh, yeah, I have faith, I believe. Don't give up. I'm fighting back. No more Mr. Nice Mike. I don't know if you see my videos, but no more Mr. Nice Mike.
Well, I think that's a good series, Mike. Telling people roasting crabs in a bucket are, shows their true colours, and it gives people an idea how to deal with people like that in their own lives.
Mm-hmm. I sat back long enough, and you know what? Screw it. No more Mr. Nice Mike. And that's it.
That's right.
I already banned I banned 3 people from the channel here today that were just talking crap about our astrologist. We have an astrologist on our show that does astrology, and she's a former war veteran, and she was stationed in Okinawa and stuff. And she's got a lot of good stories, and she's an astrologist. She's following the stars and stuff, and understanding where things are. You know, I want to get every angle on the show. You know, we have an astrologist, we have a truth analyst who is you, we have our market expert who is Andrew, we have Anon, our comes on the show, talks about technology and stuff. Then we got, you know, our guys in California, we got our guys in the UK, we got our guys in Canada. You know.
You got your guy in Karratha, he gave you a guided tour, old Sam did.
And then we got eBank U in Japan.
And that's right, but I'll tell you a little tidbit. Karratha, I mean, Sam and I, we go way back, but Karratha is where my daughter was born, in that desolate, hot wasteland, and whew, horrible place. Especially when summer comes around, Mike, flies everywhere, in your eyes, in your nose, in your ears. Oh, wonderful place.
Anyways, yeah, that's. I wanted to get your plug on these articles, and I promise we'll get you on if you're available next week. We'll have a new slew of articles, and you can be our truth expert, and you can peel the layers off for us and give us an analysis on what's really going on.
Oh, most certainly, Mike. But how did the rest of your show go? I'm curious because I couldn't hear it today.
Of this Today show? Oh, it was fine. It was fine. I had a lot of disturbances in the comment section, so I don't deal with this.
What about Kevin Thompson? Did he survive?
He did not make it. He's not here tonight. I don't ban Kevin. Kevin's harmless. I'm talking about I'm talking about people swearing in the comment section and swearing and making fun of our guests that are on the show.
Anyone made fun of me yet, Mike?
No, they don't have no way. But
they got nothing to say about me, eh?
Nope. Well, because you could shut them down in a heartbeat, right?
That's true.
So, Mysterious Blue Space Entity Channel says, when's my next show? Every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Western Time is Trends in the Housing Market, where the housing market's going, and every Saturday night, usually 9 p.m. But I started a bit early today. I've been on this on the air for almost 3.5 hours. So today's show is Mike in the Night, where we just kind of dabble on different topics and kind of peel back what's going on. And we're not a news entity. We just kind of want to talk about what's going on around us.
Yeah, candid discussion. That's what you need. Some real life slices of life. Yeah. Yep,
that's right. That's right. So, yeah, someone just commented, Jesus is truth, the way and the life, John 3:16.
That's the one, yes. Well, there's lots of good quotes in there. In fact, the whole thing's very good. I suggest people, but when you read the Bible, a lot of people, I'll give them a tip. When you read the Bible, you're supposed to read it in a form of hermeneutics. You start at the New Testament, and you finish that. Then you go to the Old Testament, because the New Testament is a fulfillment of the Old Testament. If you start in Genesis and then you get to Exodus, you get a bit confused.
Yeah.
But if you read it the other way, it'll all make sense.
Yeah, that's really good. All right, Evan, I want to thank you so much. I guess I'll chat with you later in the. We'll just chat like we usually do, and thanks for coming on the show.
No problem.
Have a good one.
Always a pleasure, Mike. You too. See you later.
See you later. So, guys, this is Evan, our truth analyst here on the channel, who could peel back the layers in a heartbeat and give us an answer on what's going on anything in the world. And, yeah, we're just talking about what's happening around us. And once I'm not allowed to do that on my channel anymore, or once my channel is taken down, then I'm going to start looking for the exit and starting to find different means to live my life and raise my children. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. It is I, Mike in the Night. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And everyone's going to bed. Go to bed. And good night.